Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom, Mishpati, family. Climb on up in this deal. Well, I see y'all already up in here. What's up with my family? How y'all doing? Climb on in. Let's get this started. What we got on the board today is cultural consciousness. Man, I had a whole presentation for y'all, but starting August 1st, which was a couple days ago, YouTube ain't the creative studios ain't linked up with Google Hangout, so I can't share my screen and go through this presentation I had for y'all. So I had to switch the lesson up a little taste. But it's all good. We're gonna adjust on the fly like we always do. What's over my family? Climb on in there. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. How y'all doing? Hallelujah. And a lot of y'all been inboxing me, asking me about how to get to the Hebrew village and how to help out. Anybody that need any information on that, email me. Don't email me on my personal email. Email me at info@yaki.com. info@yaki.com. Matter of fact, I'll put that in here real fast. info@yakiawaken.com. I just posted that in. So if anybody need to holler at me about the Hebrew village, the community, about the center, that's my email. Hit me up on there. Climb on in. So I got a couple things I want to talk about today, family. A few things I want to talk about. I'm gonna let y'all climb on in first, and then we're gonna go and get this started. Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Climb on in, family. Can y'all hear me good? Let me make sure I can see y'all. Yeah, they done changed so much stuff up on this YouTube, man. It's crazy. I say it's good. All right, look, we finna go over cultural consciousness though, and we basically finna show basically how taking on slavery and how going against Yahweh have put us in this cultural consciousness of this Western hemisphere. And that's the reason why we sick. That's the reason why we going through what we going through. That's the reason why we can't get ahead in life, and just really show how being where we at is literally messing with our bodies, messing with our minds, messing with our psychological perspective on life. So for those that don't know, I've been healing a lot of people by way of Yahweh, of course. And I got a particular research that I have, and we coined it basically geographic genetics and cultural consciousness. So geographic genetics is basically showing that you were made and created to thrive in the land that Yahweh gave you. Okay, so if you was made and created to thrive in the land that Yahweh gave you, then if all these things suit your DNA, if all these things suit your blood and suit your consciousness and your needs, when we were snatched from that land, we lost all of that. And that's the reason why we sick. That's the reason why we mentally sick. That's the reason why we going through what we going through. And then we took on another culture and we lost our identity through that. So I really want to speak to y'all about basically geographic genetics and cultural consciousness and line it up with the scripture. I had a whole presentation for y'all, but according to YouTube, they ain't doing that right now. So we just gonna go through all the scriptures, through some of the scriptures, and we're gonna talk about it. So climb on in and look, let's talk about it. It's very deep. The perspective I'm coming from is very deep. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all write this stuff down and see what I'm talking about. Shalom. Jaya free. Shalom. Devarie, the child of Ajah Yada. Shalom. Simply J. Shalom. Judah Mac. Shalom, my brother. Y'all climb on up in here and we'll get started. Kaya, shalom. Seraphina, my sister, shalom. Saraya, shalom. Climb on in. And again, if any of y'all need any information about the Hebrew community center that's being built right now as we speak, contact info at YakiAwaken.com. I put that in there. Andre, shalom. We'll give y'all a few more minutes and then we'll get it started. Man, I'm mad I can't do this presentation. We still gonna get it in though. All right, let's get it. Are y'all ready to get it started? So yeah, it's been going down though, man. I've been traveling a lot lately, going state to state, city to city, building the Black Messiah Project, spreading honor, humility, STL MELCHIZEDEK Ministries. We've been bearing a lot of fruit. A lot of people been joining. You know what I'm saying? And man, the fruit is being seen, y'all. Work is being done. Practical application of Torah is being applied, and like fruits is actually coming from it. So all praises to that. You know what I'm saying? The lands we've been getting, got another land out here 4 hours away in Missouri. We finna be looking at. Like, it's all about building, y'all. It's all about building, and that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? What he say? In captivity, build ye houses, plant ye vineyards, take ye wives, and produce and repopulate in the land, all while in what? Captivity. So that's what's going on, y'all. That's what's going on. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, I know everybody's saying that the video ain't even giving notifications to nobody. Yeah. YouTube tripping, y'all. YouTube tripping. I'm gonna wait for y'all to climb in. We're gonna get started. Wait for y'all to climb in. We're gonna get started. But yeah, look, we building, we adding, the word is going forth, we walking out Torah, we applying the practical application of Torah. We're raising our children in this. We keeping HaShabbat like it's supposed to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're really, really doing what we supposed to do now. Took a while for us to get where we at, but look, we're here. You know what I'm saying? We here. Had a lot of mistakes. You know, we really been teaching ourselves, but I can actually say we actually getting it. So hallelujah to that, y'all. Hallelujah to that. But hey, ain't nobody say this was gonna be an easy walk. Oh, yeah, I'm through the camera, yeah. Let's get it, let's get it. So look, we're gonna talk about cultural consciousness again. So cultural consciousness and basically we talking about geographic genetics. I wanted to show y'all when you actually look at the promised land that the Most High gave us and promised to us, when you actually look at this land, it's way bigger than Gaza Strip, and it's way bigger than the state of so-called Israel right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you actually go through the land, it's a little piece of Egypt. It goes through Jordan. It goes all the way up to Lebanon. Then it crosses over through the Euphrates rivers, all the way down the Euphrates River. You got Saudi Arabia. I mean, you got everything in there. And then within inside of the promised land is 4 seas that can pass us through. So when you see what's actually going on in the promised land and you look up the mineral content of the land, of the actual land, it's amazing that the so-called African-American Negro have these essential minerals and amino acids from this land that he need to thrive and survive. You know what I'm saying? We get these minerals from nowhere on planet Earth but from these regions. And it's like, dang, okay, so my genetic literally matches the geographical land that I was created to be in. So now you see where Deuteronomy 28 sets in, that because when we was took from our land, notice that's when we started getting sick. Notice that's when we started really taking on other cultures and customs. All right, so we got to actually focus on pre-exilic Israel. Like, who were you before we actually went into slavery? And I'm not talking about coming over here on ships, but before we was kicked out of the land and went into Mishraim, before we was kicked out of the land and the Arabs came and got us. Like, who was us and what was the customs and traditions in the culture we was keeping before then? And then that's where you will find true freedom at. And that's what we've been doing, and that's what we've been applying. And that's how I've been able to actually heal people. You know what I'm saying? It's actually creating that Israel environment for the people. So if you want to heal your body, if you want to heal your mind, and if you want to heal your people, you have to create the promised land environment to your people. You have to basically bring the promised land to them. And what I mean by that is bring the minerals that's in the promised land to them and let them feed them. Bring the herbs that naturally grows in the promised land and bring it to them. Bring the foods that actually grow in the promised land and let them consume it. And then last but not least, you have to bring the spiritual content, which is the cultural consciousness. Find the culture pre-exilic before the second temple was built. Find that pre-exilic culture that was inside of the land and bring it back to our people. And once you start keeping these customs and traditions and start eating how we ate, that Mediterranean food, and start taking these tropical herbs and literally like immerse yourself in the Torah, you notice that these diseases, HIV, AIDS, cancer, herpes, all these diseases start just turning over real quick. So you got people getting healed from diseases that they had for 10 years, they getting healed within 30 days because you have brought the promised land to them. So this show you the land that flows with milk and honey. And when we receive our spiritual bodies, why we really won't die and why we get immortality and why we live forever, because we're going to get put back into the state that we was created from in the land we was supposed to be in. That's how magical the land is. Like we are literally physically, emotionally, and spiritually connected to that land. Period. By way of genetics, DNA, by way of culture, food, herbs, minerals, whatever you think about is in that land. And I can prove this scientifically and with facts, database, archaeological findings and all of that, man. Like that is our land and that's what we thrive the best at. So if we can't get there right now, then we have to create that environment here in Babylon. And you see that in the book of Jeremiah. That's why he said, look, y'all going into Babylon for a long time. So get comfortable there. While y'all there, you're going to build houses. While y'all there, you're going to plant vineyards. While y'all there, you're going to grab wives. You're going to keep the culture and you're going to repopulate and reproduce. So we have to do the same thing here. And that's what we've been doing, y'all. That's what we've been doing. We've been going around traveling, creating our own mini Zions until it's time for us to go back home and the final battle happens. So that's what you have to do to survive. You have to bring Zion to where you at in Babylon. We can't be Zion basically crossing over and converting into westernized customs and cultures. That's what's keeping us sick because we eating these people food and these people food are not for our bodies. We're practicing these people customs and traditions that goes against your DNA and your emotional perspective and outlook on reality. You see what I'm saying? So like the Bible is way deeper than what we saying it is. We just reading it and ain't applying it. But once you really start applying it and you see why he did it that way, it's to keep us thriving and to make us live longer in life. Because the longer you live, the better you have a chance to get it right. You can raise your children become your inheritance. You can leave land and stuff to them. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important that we understand this lesson and what we finna go through. Wow, that really makes sense. Never thought about it like that. Yeah, seriously. And that's what's going on. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to touch a little bit on the, because I got September, I got 4 seminars. I'm going to Detroit for the first one. Then we're going to be in Ohio. Then I'm going to be in New York. And then I'm going to be in Atlanta. So I'm just going to touch on the cultural consciousness aspect today. We're going to touch a little bit on the geographic genetics, but I really want to say that for the seminars. All right, so if y'all ready to get started, type in some 9s, we'll pray in and we'll get it started. Let's get it started. Yazar, Eleazar, shalom, shalom. My shalom, kama, brother. How you doing? Manishma? Hello, yeah. All right, let's get it started. We're going to pray in. Let's go get this started. We're going to pray in real quick. You know, get it in. I thought you was doing it. I got it. I got it. Oh well, look. Yeah. Matter of fact, I want to show them something. I got something. That's what I've been working on lately. This a new prayer I've been doing lately. You know, I be singing and harmonizing mine. This says, Yabareka Yahweh Veishmareka Yair Yahweh Pana Elika Vaikenika Yasa Yahweh Panav Elika Veasei Laka Shalom Veasei Laka Shalom Yabareka Yahweh Veishmareka Yair Yahweh Panav Elika Veke Kuneka Yasa Yahweh Panav Elika Veasem Laka Shalom Veasem Laka Shalom. Amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So basically, that's the Aaronic blessing, y'all. And it's saying, may the Most High bless you, may He keep you, and may His grace shine upon your face. I just repeated that several different times. Now let's do our usual prayer. But yeah, that's what I've been working on, y'all. I love that prayer right there. All right, I be new. Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh, Shimka, Tabo, Malkuteka, Yease, Ratzonka, Kabashemayim, Cain, Ba'aret, Et Lakem, Kukenu, Tain Lanu, Hayom, Uslak Lanu, Kataenu, Kamo, Shel Sokin, Gam, Anaknu, Lakotin, Lanu, Wa'ar, Tabienu, Lide, Nisayon, Ki, In, Kotzenu, Min Hara, Ki Laka, Hamam Laka, Wahag Bura, Wahad Tiferet, La Ome, Olami, Aman. Hallelujah. 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 Praise the mighty Yah. Praise. Hallelujah. Y'all ready to get started? Yeah. Yeah, that's called the Aaronic blessings. So basically, if you actually go in Torah, is in there, and it's basically that's what Moshe and Aaron to bless the people with. You know what I'm saying? And it's in the scripture. And it's all in Hebrew. It's Yabareka Yahweh Veishmareka Yasa Yahweh Panav Elaheka Vekaneka. It says Yasa Yahweh Panav Elaheka Vayasim La Shalom. Laka Shalom. So it's basically when you blessing your people, you bring in Yahweh blessing, you bring in His mercy, His grace, and everything, and you putting it on the people. What they used to do, they'd stand out. You have his staff with one hand, and the priests will stand up and put their hands like this, and it's literally the healing hands, and they'll stretch it over the congregation, and they'll pray over their people, and it's just passing on generational blessings down to the people if they're keeping Torah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about getting into basically pre-exilic customs and traditions before the second temple was built in Jerusalem. Like before the second temple built, before the Sanhedrin came into play and they started corrupting the law and they killed our Messiah, before they was taking money over the table and they was taxing money and debt collections. Like if you actually go through West Africa and you key in on the customs that they was keeping, it's actually in Torah, but you start seeing different things start taking place during the second temple period. You know what I'm saying? So like what I've been noticing is if you go back then and look at the mineral content then, if you look at what they was eating then, if you look at all of it, because a lot of these things started changing. If you look at everything that they was doing and you apply this to your everyday life right now, it'll literally heal you. And that's how I've been healing. all by way of Yahweh in the name of his only begotten son, of course, not taking none of that, because it's not my herbs, it's not my tradition, or none of that. These were traditions, foods, and a geographical climate that he created for us to be in. But if you can create that here in Babylon, it will keep you in your senses heightened, and it'll keep you close to your spirituality, and it'll keep that personal relationship you have with Yahweh thriving. And look, you won't get sick, period. You will not get sick. So I really want to talk about that today. So I want to start this off. My phone there. I want to start this off in Deuteronomy 7. You already know we're going to do 6 through 10. We're going to go over a few scriptures that you already know. So we're going to do Devarim chapter 7. Thank you, brother, for putting that in the and look that up in Hebrew. It's all there. And all you do is look, start going through your Torah, right? Learn your Hebrew. It's very start getting into learning that Hebrew. It's beautiful. And right now we working on conversations. My conversation game getting pretty cool too, where you can actually speak fluent conversation in Hebrew. But look, start learning your Hebrew in the Torah. And when you find things that are like prayers, when you find things are like dope sayings that they did, that's a saying, be like, man, that was mind blowing that Yahweh said that, or that Aaron and Moses said that. Take them things, learn them, and make them into prayers and make them out of songs, y'all, and just go throughout your day and sing them. Teach them to your children and stuff like that. That way you will keep Torah on your mind day and night. You know what I'm saying? Make everything a song. That's what I do. And they rhyme. And look, and what Malaki was just saying, all the vowel points, if you read them in the right tonations, everything rhymes, y'all. Everything. And then it's even got the breaths between them. Once you start learning how to read the Torah, it's certain breaths you take, certain way that you do the guttural. Man, everything rhymes and flow. And even these tonations through prayer and singing them will heal your body also. So like the Bible is a healing book. And it's to keep us at our optimum health until we come and get our new bodies, y'all. Hebrew is like a language from another planet to me. It is a language from another planet. It was actually the language that created all things. The language that created all things. All right, so look, let's start this off in Devarim, which is Deuteronomy chapter 7. And look, let's go through this. We're going to go through this slow because I want to show y'all some things. Make sure y'all writing this down. When me and Malaki figure out how to share the screen, I'm going to redo the lesson and show y'all the landmass and everything through the screen. That way y'all can see what we're working with. All right, so chapter 7. All right, let's get it. All right, we're doing Devarim chapter 7. All right. Devarim chapter 7. Let's start this deal at 6. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. Everybody there, give me Yahoo.
Yahoo.
All right, Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim.
So look, you see what he's saying to us. He said, for thou art a holy people. Holy means to be set apart. So it's something that's distinctive, and it's something that's different that we have that nobody else have. So everybody can pull out the spiritual aspect of this thing, but haven't nobody proved it physically yet. So what you will see was a lot of people were like, well, I see it because we jump the highest, we run the fastest. I see it because we sing the best. I see it because we put our trends on everything and the whole world follow us. But don't nobody key in on what it is. So what I have done and spent my research on is keying on to what actually is it. Is it a physical thing or is it only spiritual? It's a physical thing too that makes it spiritual. So we have to think and see this. Whenever something is physical, it had to come from a spiritual component. It had to. So what I've been seeing is we have certain minerals inside of our body that no other nation have, not even so-called Africans. You see that? We have certain types of proteins attached to different plasma blood types in our body that no other nation have. You see that? We have different types of proteins that are attached to the bottom of each of our hairs that no other nation have, not even the Africans. All right? Our melanin have something called selenium in it. It don't have sulfur. It don't have these different type of acidic components in them. Only our melanin have that. And I'm talking about the so-called African-American Negroes, the Kakayu tribe, the Bantu tribe, the Yoruba tribe, You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Igbo tribe in North Nigeria. Like, these tribes have something totally different than any other tribe, even down to the DNA, even down to our cranial shapes, even down to the way our jawbone is, how hair grow on our face. It's something that is physically different in our bodies that's different from any other nations, even inside of Africa, where we at still. The bulk of the Hebrews is in Africa. Don't nobody want to talk about that. The bulk of us is in Africa still. A whole lot of us is, and they're different from every other so-called African narrative. What is that? So we see when we read in Devarim chapter 7, it says, for you are holy people. Holy means to be set apart, means to be cleansed. It means to be like no other people. And we can actually go and find that through science. We can find that through archaeological artifacts, to pulling up the dirt and to testing the anatomy and the skeleton remains of our bodies. Come on now.
But thou art an holy people unto Yahweh Eloheka.
Yeah.
Yahweh Eloheka have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
You see that? So he chose us to be a special people unto himself. Come on.
Above.
Who? A what?
Above.
Above
all people.
Above all people. Now, when he say that, is he meaning this spiritually? Just spiritually? No, he mean this physically too. Because if you check our DNA lasts longer than anybody's. Do you realize that every different ethnicity group can come in and lay with us and our DNA will still be dominant? What is in our DNA that does that? What is in our DNA that does that? Huh? Come on.
Even with the sister Henrietta Latch.
Yeah. The placenta.
Yeah, after she was dead,
they still using it till this day.
Yeah, still using her cells and all that.
Using her stem cells till this day.
Yeah.
Her stem cells is in half of these vitamins that we using. Her stem cells is in half of these so-called non-GMO milks, which are still GMO milks using. Look this stuff up. It is something about you, and it's something that's lying dormant in you that is so great. I'm talking about that is so great. And what he called it is, what I call it is covenant blood. So he said you are holy people, and he have chosen you to be a special people unto himself above all nations, y'all. Come on.
That are upon the face of the earth.
That is upon the face of the earth. Come on.
Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you are more in number than any people.
You see that? He didn't choose us because we was more in number than any people. Come on.
For ye were the fewest of all people.
And look, if you gather all the so-called blacks on earth that are actually Hebrew by bloodline, not by tradition, because a lot of people think they Hebrew by tradition. I'm talking about Hebrew Israelites by bloodline and DNA. Right. We are still minority. If you put all us together in one category and put all of the other heathens together in one category, they outnumber us a whole lot, y'all. So we still are the fewest. We still are the fewest. See, what we've been doing is we've been putting all the Hebrew Israelites right here, and then we're going to the Goyim, and then we'll just only match us up to so-called Esau. You know what I'm saying? We'll match us up to the so-called white man and be like, well, it's more of us than it is white people, so this can't be true. No, he's saying any other nation, we are the fewest of all nations put together. So put all Hebrew Israelites together in one population and put all the heathens, which is every other nation that's not an Israelite, together. Man, we are outnumbered by billions, y'all. By billions. By billions. Come on.
But because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn to your father.
You see that? So which he keep the oath that he has sworn to your father. So Abraham had a promise by Yahweh that if he listened and obeyed and believed him and did what he said, which was to come out of Babylon, or what we call ancient Sumeria, and cross over cross over the Euphrates rivers and go find the promised land, that he will bless him, that he will multiply him, and his children will be counted amongst the stars. Isn't that what happened till this very day?
That's right.
And this lets you know that Yahweh Eloheka, your God and our Father, he literally keeps his promises, because we are this special people to this very single day. I'm finna show y'all the key to healing your emotions, the key to healing your mind, the key to healing your body, the key to having this motivation to get up in the morning and actually want to do nothing and want to do something instead of sitting on your butt all day, feeling sorry for yourself. Like, look, we can fix this with simple minerals, simple food, simple sunlight, simple things that we find in pre-exilic Israel. This is how you know that there's really no difference between physical and spiritual. There really is no difference. Everybody want to talk about dimensions. The more and more you study dimensions, it is nothing but different perspective of light, y'all. It's a different perspective. Like, we here to change the paradigm. And if you see and if you look at the works that are being done, you see the fruit that's coming forward. So obviously this new ideology and this new way of looking at the Torah and this new application of Torah that we've been applying is working.
Hallelujah.
It's working, y'all. So we just trying to share this with y'all. Come on.
But because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn to your father, and Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand.
Ooh, come on.
And redeemed you out of the house of bondage.
And redeemed us out of the house of
Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. So you
blessings.
So you see, says right, too much justification, too much laziness. We as a people have to be doers. Yes, we have to be doers of the word. That's all it's about, is putting one foot in front of the other. It shouldn't be no way we have fatherless children. It shouldn't be no way that wives are taking care of the children by themselves. It shouldn't be no way households is empty. It shouldn't be no way our children is in public school systems learning. And this is what this whole lesson is about: cultural consciousness. Cultural consciousness. What is your culture? Your culture is what molds and shapes your identity, y'all. We lost our culture, so we lost our identity. So look, this is what we're doing. We had put our children in the midst of our enemies and have our enemies teach them. And then we wonder why they're not understanding right. We wonder why they're not getting this big picture. Shalom, my brother. How you doing? We wonder why that they're not meeting the utmost level of understanding. We wonder why they in the 6th grade reading at a 4th grade level. Like, it's time to start pushing them. We're not pushing them because we're putting them in this lion system, and then they're adapting another culture. And then this is what we try to do. We get mad at them for wanting to be like the heathen. We get mad at them for wanting to keep Halloween, for wanting to keep Christmas. But you would speak and teach them the customs of our forefathers while you at home, but you would send them out to the public school district. So what? When Halloween come around, they see all the children having fun, swapping out candies and making demonic masks. They want to wear a demonic mask. They want to suck on lollipops. They want to go praise Satan too, because they see it looks fun to do so. But you get mad and you tell them, no, you can't do that. But you the one who put them in a position in the first place. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm speaking of cultural consciousness. We got to change the paradigm. We got to shift this and bring our culture back to what it was. And look, I'm not even talking about second Judaism building the temple. I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about pre-exilic Israel, the key customs. Y'all know that the Torah was lost, right? The Torah was lost. Then they found some more scrolls and they built onto that. Well, I'm talking about that first teaching we was taught, that first customs. If you can install that first customs that we're going to get into the children, it will be with them forever, y'all. And they'll be able to teach them to their children, to their children, and to their children. Next thing you know, you look up, ain't no so-called black children in no public schools no more.
That's right.
We'll start shutting the schools down. You know what I'm saying? Teach them to buy from their own. Next thing you would know, all these Arabs will be going back home because they ain't getting no money. They can't feed off the people no more. Teach them biblical math. Everybody want to talk about the regular math in the westernized hemisphere. Teach them biblical math. Teach them their original language. Your language come with meaning. Do you know, learning the Hebrew language, that it literally brightens up your mind? And I'm talking about it starts unlocking different dendrites inside of your brain. Scientifically proven. Look it up. Learning the Hebrew language actually connect more dendrites inside of your right and left hemisphere and connects them together than any other language. Scientifically proven. Look this stuff up. Wow. So it's like this, y'all. When you sit back and you just think about how amazing the Bible is and how much it advances the so-called Negro, this can't be written by no man. This couldn't be made up. And it's physical facts that we can find and apply it. And we got sources and everything to show y'all this type of stuff. So it's like, dang, this book has to be our book. This book is to advance us. So that's what we need to start doing. And so cultural consciousness, we need to get into our cultural consciousness. Who told you who you was? Why are you identifying yourself as these different terms? Why do you eat the food you eat? Why are you sick? What is causing your sickness? Why do you hate your wife? Why are you only looking for vagina? Like, once you start getting into the deep foundations of these, then you'll realize, oh, because my brain been hijacked by another people that ain't mine. I've been taught the ways and customs of somebody else. I have taken on somebody else's identity. My cultural consciousness has been fed by my enemy and not by my God. And we'll get back to all of that when we start creating the promised land here and then to make it to the promised land. And we see, and everybody like, you can't do this because we in Babylon. We see that they was in Babylon and Jeremiah, he told them to do what? Build ye houses, plant ye vineyards, take ye wives, and multiply. Keep your customs and traditions where you at. I mean, it's right there. Come on now.
Let this mind be in you, which was also in the Messiah.
Straight up.
All right, verse 9. Know therefore that Yod-Heh-Wah-Zeh Eloheh-Ka, he is Elohim, the faithful El, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
All right, we're gonna stop this right here and keep going, but I want to point out two things. I want to point out covenant, that breach. So a covenant, in order to make a covenant is a abiding, agreeing contract. Or in pre-exilic times, even in second building of Judea, in order to make a covenant, it have to be blood there. It's called a blood sacrifice or a blood covenant. It's where you get the word blood brothers from. You know what I'm saying? So blood was drawn here. Now notice, once the blood was drawn for that covenant, we see that he said unto 1,000 generations. A generation is what, about 30 to 40 years of children, of offsprings and growing. So this shows you that he marked our blood. He marked our blood when he made that covenant with Abraham. Something happened to our blood. Something happened to our DNA that nobody else have. Nobody else have. So we have to. So if we this special people, Shabbat Shalom, Queen. So if we this special people, and if our blood and DNA is different from everybody else, and we have literally eternity written on our bones, if we are the oracles of God, if we this holy nation of kings and priests, of queens, if we are gods and goddesses, then why are we acting like the heathen?
Animals, huh?
Because what? Our conscience have been jacked. We have been installed another culture, y'all. We have been installed another culture. And then what we do is we come into the truth and we bring this heathen custom or these heathen cultures into this Hebrew truth. So and this is what I want to make this clear. Just because you follow feast days and you're not following the folly days or the holidays doesn't mean that your cultural consciousness still haven't been hijacked, because you start bringing mannerisms up into this walk. So yes, you keep Shabbat. Yes, you keep the holy feast days, but you still cussing. You still gossiping. You still talking about one another. Wives is not respecting their husbands. Husbands are not loving their wives. Men are not being in the households. Children are bad as all hell.
It's all, when you saying that one, it's all.
But we see that we still keep feast days. We still keep Shabbat. We still go hang with the bros. Everything look all good, but behind the camera is mayhem. Because what? You are still, your cultural consciousness is still attached to these heathens. So we have to rid. That's the stuff we have to rid out. It's easy to not eat pork, y'all. It's easy. It's easy not to celebrate Christmas. We got other things to do. We got Hanukkah. We got Hanukkah. We can do that. But it's hard to get rid of them things that's been downloaded into our DNA, which is the way we speak, the way we think, the way we look at each other, how we hate one another, how we can't come together and build nothing. See, these are things that he's talking about in the scripture. He rarely talk about, you hear him talking about other customs like Christmas. You see Jeremiah 10 with that. You know what I'm saying? You see following other gods and all of that, but that goes into the culture. But I'm talking about, like, as far as the holidays, you really don't hear him talking about that. He start talking about serving other gods and start talking about your morality. How you talking about your brother behind his back.
Yeah.
How you looking to sleep with your brother wife.
Yeah.
How y'all are debating the scriptures instead of reasoning the scripture. You see that? Talking about things that don't bring no type of gain. This is what Most High was focused on, and this is what Christ came to say. Like, look, y'all missing it. Y'all missing the cultural aspect he talking about. And you can see when the Messiah was talking to the Pharisees, they like, well, look, we keep the Shabbat. We keep the letter of the law. He like, I'm not talking about none of that. Y'all bickering with one another, huh? Y'all taxing y'all people. Y'all charging interest to y'all people. Then you start seeing all these pre-exilic laws come up like, hold on, you can't tax your people. Let your land rest for 7 years. You start seeing all these laws and stipulations pop up. Why? It wasn't because they was following hot folly days. It's because their morality was messed up because they have been their conscience have been hijacked by another culture. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's deep. If I can say something, right before Nebuchadnezzar invaded, that's what we was doing in Jeremiah time. We started oppressing one another.
Yeah.
Feel me? It was a year of Jubilee, so you know the brothers and sisters are allowed to stop working, because if you was poor, you had to basically sell yourself or work for your brother. You know what I'm saying? Work off your debt, basically, something like that. You couldn't let your brother just fall off. You basically would be a stranger living with a brethren.
Okay.
But during the year of Jubilee, you was allowed to be released and go back to the land of your inheritance or your rightful possession. You know what I'm saying? Of your fathers. Even though we both Israelites, you fell on hard times when my family took you in. So you have to work until the year of Jubilee. Jubilee came, everybody's released.
Okay.
You feel me? It was a Jubilee, and the wicked Hebrews was like, oh no. They decided to let the brothers go and sisters and then turn back and put them right back in oppression.
Now my question is this: where did they learn it from? Where did Hebrews learn to oppress other Hebrews with rigor like that from?
Egypt.
They learned that from Egypt. Okay, so look, who ran Egypt? Hamites, y'all. Hamites. So isn't that a heathen nation? So that shows you that even though that they was keeping certain laws and tradition, they still had the cultural consciousness of the very heathens that put them into slavery in the first place. Okay. So you see how we learn other cultures, and then we start keeping law per se, but we still don't get rid of what was drilled into our DNA. That's why we want to be bosses so bad, to be over our brothers. You don't want to be a boss and hire heathens and work them to death. We want to get boss. We want to be bosses and own things and hire our brothers and keep him low all his life. Huh? No, it's envying our oppressor. No, we supposed to be raising more bosses. I don't need my brothers to be employees. No, let's raise you up. When you get a certain amount of money, you're going to apply the same application of Torah that I applied, and you're going to have your own business. Let's set each other free. Why are we oppressing each other? Don't no other nation do that but us, because it was done to us. We are the only nation that take what was done to us and do it to each other. I've never seen this in my life. Huh? Just because my grandpa beat my grandma don't mean I'm supposed to be beating the hell out of my wife.
That's right.
And we see that inside of our community though. You be like, where did that come from? And then you talk to the woman, well, his daddy did beat his mama, and his mama daddy did beat her mama, and they daddy mama did beat they mama. Yeah. You
it
like
became a phrase. It's called Ike Turner.
Ike Turner, wife beaters.
Phrase, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy amongst us, like it's cool or something.
So these are these generational curses that we have to break. But the only way we can break those is by breaking this cultural consciousness that's been taught by us, and we have to rid this of our DNA. So in order to rid this of the DNA, you have to cleanse yourself. And look, remember, there's no such thing as physical and spiritual. Everything is spiritual. You cannot talk about healing. You cannot talk about the so-called African-American Negro without talking about spirituality. And when I mean spirituality, I don't mean this broad term that we can just place any type of religion in there. I'm talking about the laws, statutes, judgments, and culture of Yahweh. Yahweh is a culture within himself. Even embedded in his very name is a culture that speaks about male, masculine, and female, feminized principles that we need to keep. So once we start going through these scriptures, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. So look, from there, I want to go to
that's right. Let's get it.
Let's go to. Matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy 28, man. Let's go Deuteronomy 28. Let's get to it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. When y'all get there, give me a Yahoo.
Let's get to it. Start at 15.
Let's get it done. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, here it go, y'all. We finna go and get into this, y'all. So we gonna really break Devarim down to a scientific level. Because if this Bible, if this Torah is true, we should be able to test it and approve it, not only spiritually, but physically down on the DNA level. All right? Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass. If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Eloheka, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes,
right,
which I command thee this day.
Now, I want to stop there right quick. So the commandments are not only laws, y'all. The mishvot is not only laws, it's actually a culture too. Do y'all know that is a custom and a culture to not rob your brother? Do y'all know it is a custom and a culture to not serve another God? Because if you're not serving another God, you're serving what? Your God, right? And ain't it terms and traditions that come with serving your God? Isn't it a term and condition with remembering the Shabbat day and keeping it holy? See, the Shabbat day is a festival day, right? So now we seeing the culture inside of a law. Let's quit looking at the law like it's just something telling us to do. No, the 10 commandments is actually your foundational principles of building your culture. Just look at it. Thou shalt not have another God before me. Thou shalt not bow down to envy graven images, right? Thou shalt not use the Lord God name in vain. Remember Shabbat day, keep it holy. Honor thy father and thy mother. Them 5 right there is it builds this principle and this aura around you where you loving your father and your mother. Naturally, they love you back. So y'all gonna be eating together. Y'all, you ain't finna be eating in the living room. Guess what y'all gonna be eating at one table? You see what I'm saying? And it's Shabbat day. Y'all gonna have songs. Y'all gonna have praises and traditions that you sing up to Elohim together. That's gonna build up this spiritual essence among the people. Then people gonna be like, dang, I want to do that too. Well, can I come over for Shabbat? Now your neighbor is loving you and y'all seeing eye to eye. Now you got households and communities building and keeping the same thing with inside connections. You see what I'm saying? Then it goes to thou shalt not kill. Well, if I'm not killing you, that means I'm what? I'm loving you, right? Right?
I mean, we live.
That means we're living amongst each other, living together. So when you start going through these different customs, you will see that the whole point of the commandments was to build a culture. So let's quit looking at the commandments just like it's a law. Of course, it's laws, but let's look at it more to make. If you want to, if it's easy and it's not grievous, look at it as just as a culture. Well, according to our culture, I can't wrong my brother. According to our culture, I can't lie on my neighbor. According to our culture, I can't cover what my brother got. If I want what he got, I got to ask him how he get it. And then according to culture, he's going to show me. So instead of thinking law, let's think culture, because it's one and the same. So when you look at the 10 commandments, it's literally to keep the house of Yisrael together. And it stop you from learning the customs and cultures of everybody else. The white men kill each other. That's what they do by the millions, by the millions, by the millions, y'all. Look it up. They kill each other by the millions. They lie on one another. They lie on paperwork, stealing land that ain't theirs, and then they kill each other for land that ain't theirs. Where did gangbanging come from? Don't this mimic what they did when they came over here and killed our brothers and sisters, the natives off the land? That's true gangbanging right there. Banging over something that ain't theirs, killing each other over a block or a corner, will take it over and then will put their rag or their flag in it. That's gangbanging 101. So where did we learn gangbanging from? Oh, cultural consciousness. Our conscience have been hijacked by the heathen. Now we call it Bloods and Crips, GDs, BDs, and Black Mob and all this other stuff. This ain't nothing but a byproduct of what? Slavery. Due to Deuteronomy 28, Devarim 28, because we turned our back on our culture, on our culture. So the Most High said, you're going to give up your laws, you're going to give up your culture, then I'm going to give you another culture. And that's what we in. That's what we in. Come on up.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Verse, when we go to 16?
Yeah.
16. Cursed shall thou be in the city. And cursed shall thou be in the field.
And y'all see that. We was cursed in the city. Most of us fill up the cities till this very day. We was cursed in the fields. In the cotton fields, I'm talking about dying rapidly, picking cotton, getting hung from trees, getting split from head to butt. All types of madness that you can't even fathom happen. Come on.
So this culture of ours is not bondage, it's liberation.
It's liberation.
It's liberation, true freedom, spiritual revolution.
Yeah, baby girl. We in verse 19 now.
We in verse, okay, we jump to 19?
No, we in verse 17.
17. Deuteronomy 28, verse 17.
Yeah.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
We see that now. Cursed shall thou be thy basket and thy stores. We're not even producing our own foods anymore. We were husbandmen and we were good at husbandry. We got in them fields and we got it in. We're doing it now. We got land now. We hooked up with Geechee Farm now. Finna get some land. Finna start bringing food and planting seeds now. Now you see pear trees growing, and we got walnut trees we can come pick from the tree. You know what I'm saying? Through the practical application of Torah. But before then, we talking about these things. So once you start taking your culture back, you will see it's no longer talking about it. You can be about it. Now I have land for you to come from. No, I know how it feels to pull a pear from a tree and bite straight into it. I know how it feels to go to a stream and pick up the water and sip of that water. Cold water. Tastes nothing like I never tasted in my life because of the practical application of Torah. And now we're getting into our customs and tradition. Your custom and tradition is not going into a sink and turning it on and this tap to Missouri well. No, we supposed to be drawing water from wells. We supposed to be drinking water from creeks and lands. How can you do that though if you're comfortable in a cultural consciousness that's not even yours? You comfortable being a heathen. Because you don't know what it's like to be an Israelite, and it scares you to be you. Because to be you is to be independent. To be you is to depend on God. To be you is depend on nobody but your real source. And this source is invisible. You can't see it, but you can feel it and see the administration of it. You see that? So it's scary to be a Hebrew Israelite. And that's why you see Hebrew Israelites not being Hebrew Israelites. That's why you see it. Who is really living this lifestyle? Or who is just talking about it, but behind the camera, they doing the very thing that they teach against. Huh? That's the cultural consciousness I'm talking about. I'm not talking about me seeing you at the feast day. What are you doing when you ain't at the feast days? What are you doing when it ain't Shabbat? What are you doing when the brothers ain't gathering? What are you doing behind them closed doors? What is your everyday conversation with your wife? What is your everyday conversation with your husband? How are you speaking to him? How is he conducting love towards you? Is this according to the cultural consciousness that Yahweh gave us? Or this is what was taught to you by Massa, your oppressors? Because these are the little contentional things that's going to keep us from the kingdom of God. We can't build no community with that going on. That won't be up in our land, will it?
Not at all.
That won't be up in the Hebrew Healing Center at all.
Torah enforcers, you know.
Yeah. Torah enforcers. But do y'all see what I'm saying? In order to build this righteous kingdom of Yahweh, we have to practice it first. We have to practice it first. If ain't no Hebrews practicing, then what are we doing? If you ain't practicing Torah, then what are you doing?
You living like a devil.
Living like a heathen.
That's all it is.
And this is why we in the position we in. We gonna read it though. Come on out.
Verse 18, curse shall be the fruit of thy body.
You see that? Curse should be the fruit of thy body. The pari of your body. Fruit brings you life. So curse your wellness be. You're going to be sick. Why are we the number one leading people that's in diseases? High blood pressure. Huh? From what we've been eating. Come from pork. Come from stressing out. We ain't supposed, according to the law, we ain't supposed to be eating pork. According to the law, we ain't supposed to have anxiety and be stressing. Anxiety is an actual spirit from Hashatan, or the Most High put that spirit of anxiety on you. So we see this is not a part of our culture. So how is the fruit of our bodies even decaying? If we're eating healthy, according to the dietary law, if you eat according to the dietary law, and especially the first diet that was given to Adam in the garden, it's impossible to get sick. You see that? So we sick because we have lost our culture. Come on.
Curse shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land.
And the fruit of thy land. Land is barren, ain't bearing no more fruit. Not only that, land is bearing fruit, but Monsanto own it now. Oh. You don't own it. And then they walking around putting all types of pesticide on it. Huh? And then it's this big wave of Yahweh people kicking off. They want to eat like we originally ate. So they're like, oh yeah, y'all want to eat kale? Kale is now the most dangerous lettuce you can eat now, because they done put so much pesticides on it now, because now they see that the new end thing is veganism and all this. Oh, you want to eat like Adam and Eve did? Well, we finna mess with that too. See that? Yeah, your bread gonna be eaten defiled amongst the Gentiles because you failed to keep your culture. Your culture, you grew your own what? Food. On your own what? Land. You planted your own what? Seeds. If you doing it yourself, you ain't got to worry about nobody messing with it. Cultural consciousness. Y'all get where I'm going with this?
Of course.
Come on.
The increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep.
Come on.
Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in.
Uh-huh.
Cursed shall thou be when thou goest out.
Now, we finna read this part slow, because this is the part that I really want to get on before we get into the next one. We guys gonna read this and we're gonna keep it pushing. Come on out.
Verse 20. Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation.
Cursings, vexations, stress. All right, stress gonna be upon our people. We're the most stressed out people ever because we chasing cultural consciousness that's not ours. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses. We worried about bills. We worried about looking good to white folk. That's what it really ain't worried about looking good to us. We seek approval from our oppressors. We want to run to them from loans. We want to run to them for acceptance. We want to run to them for this and that. And we don't want to build our own. We looking for them to give us houses. No, go find land, buy that land and build your own houses. We look for them to cut our yards. It's millions of black brothers that cut grass. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be no heathen touching your grass. You got brothers that do this for a living. Why are you hiring heathens to? It's brothers that own liquor store. You need to go get you some kosher wine, go to that. I would travel 45 minutes before I go buy any type of wine from an Arab now. It's right off of Florissant in Malaki. There's a black Hebrew liquor store. Go there to get your stuff. It's so many black farmers now. Get your food shipped in. Like our cultural conscience has been hijacked so much that we, on the sake of being lazy, I don't want to travel 30 minutes to go rap with my brother and buy from him. It's a white dude upstairs and it's an Arab right on the corner. I can just buy from them.
You say inconvenient.
Inconvenient. You don't want to inconvenience yourself for your people or to build your nation. Because what? Your cultural consciousness have been hijacked. Remember, we're the only people that do this. And this is what causes us to be stressed. Because they gonna put a tax on it that is out of this world, right? Most likely it's something in it. And you don't want to be touching on nothing they touch anyway, because they pray to other guys. They done been prayed your liquor, your rice, anything you like to eat onto somebody else. Now, when you go inside of a black neighborhood, what's the first thing you see in a black neighborhood? You're gonna see a Chinaman on every corner. We don't eat rice. Rice don't grow in Africa. Israel is in Africa. Have y'all ever seen soy sauce rice with crab rangoon growing in Africa? No, it don't. All right. Then you're going to go, it's going to be a wig shop with other Chinese. Our hair grow naturally towards the sun. Why are you going to get some stuff that grow naturally towards the ground? That's dog hair. Dog's hair grow towards the ground. Horse hair grows towards the ground. Do y'all know, scientifically proven, the only people that have hair in the world are so-called Negroes. Everybody else hair is considered fur. Everybody else here is considered fur. That's why they get headlights. Have you ever heard of any black person with headlights? No, because we have hair. Stimulates from protein molecules. They have fur that stimulates from something called sulfur and ammonia. That's why when they get hot, they smell like dogs.
Yeah.
We literally have become this animalistic culture because we've been taught by animals and we're comfortable being that. It don't make no sense. So look, he said that we're going to be stressed out. Come on.
And rebuke. And in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly.
Start off with 22. Hold on.
Go down 22, start 20 over.
Yeah, start 20 over, my bad.
Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke. In all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly.
Until thou perish quickly. Now, what we gonna soon realize, all of this is because we got kicked out of our land. Whenever you kick somebody out of their natural habitation, they immediately get sick, and things that they wanted to do, they can't do it no more because they don't know how to adapt to the environment, right? So check this out. If you go to the zoo right now and you look in the zoo, everybody is malnourished in the zoo. The gorilla, the lions, the cheetahs, all of them are underweight. Look this stuff up. It got so bad that they actually spoke about this on the news. Look up the article where they was trying to figure out new ways to keep these animals up to par. But it's impossible because you have taken the gorilla out of the jungle. And you took the gorilla out of the jungle. He need grass. Y'all you gonna put some fake grass right there? He need real grass.
Gave him some turf.
Yeah, some turf. Then y'all feeding him bananas that grow out here. He need burro bananas that grow in the tropics. That banana ain't the same as a burro banana. right? Or y'all take the sea lion and y'all put him in the mountain lion and put him in the jungle. Y'all feed him grass. He need fish. Then you will get the fish and you will hand feed him. Or you will pick fishes that don't even grow in the Atlantic Sea. You picking fish that grows in the Pacific Ocean. He don't eat that type of fish. That's gonna kill him. So now he's gonna be irritable. He's gonna be pissed off. He's gonna be stressed. And the zookeeper gonna come in and gonna get ate up because he's lacking the minerals and the proper content that he needs to survive and thrive in his habitat because you took him out of his habitat.
So these heathens, that's what they do.
They zooed us. They took us from our natural habitat and gave us this virtual reality. Like they did the animals. That's what they did.
Put you in the circus.
That's what they did.
Dang.
So our food, we eating food that's not a part of our genetic makeup. We're keeping customs and traditions and cultures that's not a part of our genetic makeup. Do you know a tiger? A tiger need at least 40-foot trees. You go to the jungle right now, the zoo right now, they're not 40 feet. They don't even fit them in there because they are caged in. So because they like to go to the top and sharpen their claws on the branches and lean back and lay. Now that they're sitting on the ground, gravity gets to them. So now most cheetahs and tigers are super fat at the lower weight, but they don't have no type of meat or fatty acids on their back. This bring them in a depressed state. So now you see that they're dying off faster than anybody because they've been taken from their natural habitat. What happened to us? We turned our back against our God and he took us from where? Our natural habitat. So now we lack minerals, iron phosphate, zinc, copper, gold, phosphorus. We're eating food that don't grow out there. We're eating all types of their food, heathen food, lasagna, pasta, spaghetti. These are Italian foods, rice. That come from China. That come from China. Beans that don't grow in Africa. We eating, and these full of polypeptide proteins that kills the Israelite body. Boy, you see that? Polypeptide proteins.
Well, tongue twister.
Polypeptide
protein.
Yeah, you heard of it? Polypeptides. Yeah, look that stuff up.
Polypeptide protein,
which shuts down the so-called Israelite lymphatic system. You see that? Now, look, let's not get on the spiritual, cultural consciousness side. We must think from the right side of our brain. They have literally forced us to think from the left side of our brains. They teach you how to read from what? Left to right. When we supposed to be reading from what? Right to left. They teach you how to write from left to right. When we supposed to be writing from what? Right to left. They teach us how to speak. I'm going to say it this way for y'all can get us. They teach us how to speak forward. We supposed to be speaking backwards, but really our backwards is forward and they forward is backwards. You see that? It's not you are beautiful. According to Hebrew, it's beautiful you are. That's a total different meaning for me saying that you are beautiful and saying beautiful you are. How can I say that you are beautiful when God created beautiful? No, you are part of beauty. So beautiful you are.
So we probably speaking like Yoda.
Yeah, just like Yoda. Because it brings more definition and meaning to what you're saying. And you say less words. You can say 2 words in Hebrew, that'd be a whole sentence. That you trying to display in English, it'd be a whole sentence. A whole sentence. You know what I'm saying? Whole sentence. Yeah, you saying night. There you go. Right, there you go, Juju. Instead of saying Lala Tov, you're saying yeah, when you say Lala Tov, you're actually saying night good. Night good. Because that verb, that action comes what? First. The action comes first.
What you do is more important.
Then what? Exactly. And when you look at the language and you start mimicking that language with your body, you will start being doers of the word and not hearers only. See that? But this is the culture that we need to get back into. We lost that culture because we turned our back against the culture. The moment you break law is the moment you break culture, because law is culture, y'all. And this is what I mean about cultural consciousness. And this is the way to heal your mind, body, and soul, y'all. Come on out.
Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. The rest of verse 20. Yeah. Because of the wickedness of thy doing.
Ooh, because of what?
Of the wickedness of thy doing.
So all these things happen because we broke law and we turned our back against our identity. We turned our back against our culture. Come on.
Whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Come on.
Yahweh shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee.
You see that? Yahweh shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee. That's what's happening now. And you can even go to the hood right now. You're going to see all types of cockroaches, mosquitoes, all types of stuff. And then what they do is they come through around 9 o'clock at night when you're in your bed chilling, sipping on something, watching TV, and they're spraying something called a mosquito spray. That's not mosquito spray. That stuff is causing all types of skin cancer too. Look it up. See what I'm saying? Yeah, you seen that truck? Yeah. Do not breathe that stuff in. That stuff give you syphilis, herpes. It'll give you syphilis, herpes, and all types of stuff. You thinking herpes came from you having sex? No. It's come from your food you eating and vaccines, things that are in the air, and all types of other things. HIV it's confirmed you can get HIV or autoimmune disease from what you eating in your kitchen. It's all these lies have been taught to us, and you adapt that culture. Now you think you know everything because you've been taught by the heathen. You don't know nothing. Don't come to me with heathen linguistics. They are liars. How you gonna come to me telling, well, I learned this in school? Well, you need to go back to school. You ain't learned nothing in that school. They're not teaching us nothing. They're not teaching our children nothing. They teaching them lies, and then they get in the real world and meet some bros that's been learned up in the real culture, and then they get mad because they've been taught wrong all their lives. No, it's time to snatch them from these school systems, y'all. Come on.
Whereby thou hast forsaken me. All right. The Most High shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he have consumed thee from off the land.
Ooh, from what?
Off the land.
That's what happened. So look, he forcefully removed us from the land, just like we was forcefully removed from the land through what? In Egypt. How did we get out of there? He plagued them with what? Pestilence, curses. Then look, if that don't work, he'll straight send another nation in and gonna root you out. You see us fleeing to West Africa, fled in, went through East Africa, and migrated west. Through there, we started setting up camp building, but we never lost our traditions. We started losing traditions when we got on them ships, y'all. Because you can go to West Africa right now, and they know what tribe they from. Everybody out here claiming they from Judah, claiming they from all these Benjamin, claiming they from southern tribes. When you will see most of the northern tribes is the one went by way of ship from off the west coast of Africa, from West Africa. Then you go down to Senegal, you go down to Mongolia, you go down to all these different nations that they built out there. They'll tell you right there, they don't know nothing about no Hebrew. They still keeping Shabbat, they keeping Pesach, they keeping Tabernacle. And if you say Hebrew to them, they don't know what you talking about. This shows you that when they left the land, that they kept their culture, and all of them are way more healthier than us. But the ones that got on them ships, though, boy, and the ones that got kidnapped by them Arabians, notice the ones that left and got kidnapped by other people, and these the ones that got this different doctrine. They love each other over there. The Bantu tribe, strong than a mug over there. Kakayu tribe, strong than a mug. Go to the Kakayu tribe, they say we from Judah. Go to the Igbo tribe, they say we from Ephraim and Dan. You get out here, they saying Dan is over here. They saying Ephraim over here. You like, well, it ain't lining up. Remember the Bantu brother that reached out to Maccabee? He said, you look like you're from the Bantu clan. Your face structure look just like ours. Yeah. So you can actually colonize them and look at different facial structures. You be like, you couldn't be from Ephraim, because all Ephraim got a longer jawbones. All Ephraim got higher cheekbones. You talking about you from Gad? You don't look like you from Gad. Gad their ears are literally bigger. They got more straight hair than curly hair. So it's like you can go into these Western hemisphere inside of Africa and see them still keeping culture, but you come over here, we ain't keeping none at all. But now we dictate who Judah, who Benjamin. We dictate all of these things, and we don't know nothing about culture because we lost our culture conscience. It's like, get on with that, man. It don't make no sense. Come on.
Whether thou goest to possess it, verse 22, Yahweh shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever and with an inflammation.
All right, let's start that back over, my brother.
Yahweh shall smite thee with a consumption.
So he gonna smite us with a consumption, meaning something is gonna inherit our bodies that are foreign to our bodies. What did we inherit that are foreign to our bodies? Let's just talk about this air we breathe in. This is not the same type of air that is in Africa. And when I say Africa, y'all, I'm going to show you what I mean by Africa. I mean Israel, the promised land, which is in Africa. Crown of Africa. We're going to talk about that. All right. So our air quality is messed up, y'all. Do you know half of us don't even know how to breathe right? You trying to debate me about scripture and you don't even know how to breathe correctly. You don't even know how to breathe correctly. Do you know breathing supposed to be subtle and slow? In through the nose, out through the mouth. We don't even, do you know that cancer, you can chop cancer damn near in half by percentage by just learning basic breathing techniques to supply more ruach or oxygen to the bloodstream. But we don't even know how to breathe correctly. They taught us everything, but didn't even teach us how to breathe. But you see them, what they doing? They doing yoga, all types of breathing exercises. We look at them and say, oh, yoga, that come from Brahman. That's a demonic practice. It's a breathing exercise. It's positioning your body for the ruach can go up and down through your meridians and produce more melanin. How is this a demonic practice? All because the name of it. They got that from us. So-called yoga come from Africa. What are you talking about? Come on. Consumption.
And with a fever.
With the fever. Whenever your body have fever, that means your body is trying to burn out either wrong enzymes that's produced by the liver, or you have a sickness inside your body and you need to boil your blood. That's the whole point of a fever. It's literally to bring your blood to a certain temperature to burn out impurities because you're sick. So you see, consumption, we taking in the wrong air, we breathing in poor air quality, fever because sickness have set in. Come on.
And with an inflammation.
Inflammation, rheumatoid arthritis. That's inflammation. Multiple sclerosis. That's inflammation. Asthma. That's inflammation of the bronchial tubes in the lungs. You see that? STDs is inflammation of the penis. Literally. Gonorrhea. Byproduct of inflammation. And it produces something called mucinoid plaque. That is the substance that start dripping off the children around. That's inflammation. Inflammation is nothing but disease and sickness. So we see that these things have set in on us, right? Let's keep going.
And with an extreme burning.
With the extreme burning. We can take that either down there or throughout the whole body. Malaria, sickle cell disease. If y'all look up sickle cell disease, it's only dominant amongst Hebrew Israelites. If you go to Africa, look where sickle cell's at. It's not in Eastern Africa. It's only in West Africa. And it's proven. In my seminar, I'm bringing this out. They said, if you follow the way of the slave trades, you can follow malaria, and you can follow malaria. You can follow sickle cells. You can follow high blood pressure. And they say all of them got something to do with it. And they say it all have to do with the mosquitoes too. Do you know mosquitoes follow us everywhere we go? Why is that? Why are they so attracted to our blood? We get ate up by mosquitoes more than any other nation. It's something in our blood, man. Look this stuff up. Hey, look, if y'all think Yaki is just talking, look it up. Look this stuff up. Come on.
And with the sword.
Everywhere we go, we get killed. Ain't that right? So look, we got consumption, breathing the wrong air quality wrong. We got fever due to sickness. We got inflammation. Inflammation is one of the main causes of sickness. Wherever inflammation sets in, that's where mucus set in. Wherever you find mucus in the body, you find dis-ease. All right. We got in with burning, sickle cell anemia, all these different nerve system diseases we got. Now we got with the sword. Everywhere we go, we being killed and dropped in the streets. Come on.
And with blasting.
Woo.
And with mildew.
Blasting and mildew is mold.
Yeah.
All of our homes have the most mold in them. Blasting and mildew. Me and Molly used to do this. We used to go through with this mildew spray. We used to put on some masks, spray that deal, wash it off, and then paint over it. Give us our check. And look, notice it's always in mostly the black predominant communities.
That's right.
These curses follow us wherever we go. Why is that? Because we got away from what? Our culture. Our culture teaches us how to renew our walls. Our cultures teach us how to build huts and tents and houses the right way for mildew wouldn't set in. Our culture teaches us that Yahweh created herbs of the earth. Our culture teaches us do not abhor an apothecary. Don't hate somebody that know how to work roots, workers of roots. You see that? Our culture teaches us how to meditate on the word of Yah. Breathe in the Ruach and meditate on the word of Yah. Everything we going through right now, we can go through Torah right now and show how to heal your body from it through Torah right now. So if we having all these things and it's still going on to this very day, that means that we are not reading our what? Culture. We're not indulging in our what? Culture. We're not studying our culture. We're breaking culture by breaking law. That's what's going on. Come on, Op.
And they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
You see that? And they shall pursue you till you die. We are the number one in deaths. Women are the number one in deaths of breast cancer and HIV. Men are the number one death of heart attack and stroke. Black people, so-called black people, us, nobody else. Why is that? Because we haven't figured out how to break generational curses, because our cultural consciousness has been hijacked by these other nations. So my question is, when are we going to start taking these things back? When we going to start getting our own land, building our own houses? When we going to start keeping our marriage within inside of our communities? Huh? It's so many beautiful so-called black women. What the hell do you need a white woman or a Chinese woman for? Huh?
You don't.
It don't even look right. Don't even look right. It's that it's all types of cultural consciousness just messed up there. Huh? What are you doing marrying your oppressor? Huh? Do you think her family or his or her family reunion is going to accept you? And don't let great-great-grandfather be there. Huh? It's going to be all types of nigga jokes.
Feel it when you walk up.
It's going to be all types of nigga jokes.
You going to feel it. You feel when there's a problem. You dig? When you're dealing with the other nations, you feel it when you walk in, and you the only brew around.
It's spiritual, all spiritual, man.
You feel we're spiritual people. You feel those vibes.
Yeah.
You dig? That uncomfortable, so thick you can chop it with an axe.
Yeah.
Right, where we at? We gonna keep going?
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Matter of fact, look, let's stop there right there. All right, look, let's get Genesis Bereshit 15 real fast. I want to show y'all something real quick. Then we keep this lesson going.
The book of Genesis.
Yep, Bereshit, Genesis 15.
Bereshit chapter 15. Y'all get there, give me a Yahoo.
Start at 16.
Genesis chapter 15, or Bereshit chapter 15, verse 16.
If y'all get some understanding on this lesson thus far, would y'all type in some nines for me, family?
15, first book, chapter 15, verse 16.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. EB, where you at, E baby?
All right, the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 16. But in the fourth generation,
come on,
they shall come hither again.
See that? Every time we turn our back on Yahweh, he sends us back into these different cultures. He like, every time I start a healing process, y'all don't even make it to y'all healing process. Huh? And I deal with this with a lot of my clients. You start the healing process, they love their cultural conscious food that they done learned from the heathen. I just had to have me a sausage, Yaki. That deer meat, Yaki. It's something about that deer meat, Yaki. I kept my diet almost to the 30-day limit. I ate some cereal. Something about that milk, Yaki.
I was fiending.
And it's like, what type of cultural hijack is that, where your own food, your own Mediterranean food that grows inside of your land, your taste buds, your senses hate it, but you love the food of your oppressors. You love it. You want salt on every damn thing. Huh? You want salt on everything. And salt is not, that sodium is not even for you. You need Mediterranean sea salt. No, you want that other salt. Huh? With the lady with the umbrella on it. Yeah, about 50 cents at the store. That's gonna kill you over. Give you high blood pressure.
That lady with the umbrella.
That lady with the umbrella. You know what I'm talking about? Hey man, what is that called, man? Iodine salt. That went through a chemical reaction. You want that salt.
That lady with that.
Huh?
Man, that's crazy. We don't ever pay attention to them symbols either.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The lady with the umbrella.
Just say her name, Mrs. Morton.
Mrs. Morton. And then look, notice it's raining. Water is outside. She the only one not getting wet. And that salt would dehydrate the hell out. It's all right there in the image. Boy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a deep message.
Dang, that's crazy. Right through them symbols. Boy.
Yeah, come on with it.
Dang. For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
Come on.
And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. The same day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land.
See that? Unto thy seed have I given this land. Now check this out. So if you look at, I wish I can show y'all my presentation. If you look at modern day Israel right now, notice they do not call it a country. They call it the state of Israel. The reason why they call it the state of Israel is because it's literally, it's about two sizes of the size of Virginia. If you look at the land that was promised to us, you can put about 44,000 Virginias in the promised land. The state of Israel right now is about literally the size and a half of Virginia, y'all. How is that Israel? How is that the promised land? And how are y'all the people? Huh? How are y'all the people if y'all don't even control the whole entire promised land that was talked about from Abraham and Yahweh? Y'all only controlling a little bitty Gaza Strip and a little bit of Georgia. And y'all calling that Israel. No, that whole land is Israel. And it seeps all the way into Africa. All the way into Africa, y'all. That's why we say Israel is it is. It's in smack dead in that deal. So yes, we're from Africa. Man, that's what it is. Everybody, I ain't from Africa. Yes, you are. I ain't no Africa booty scratcher. Or according to what terminology? That they don't call themselves Africans. They identify when they out here. So you'll see a Hebrew Israelite that's keeping the same customs and tradition from the Yoruba tribe that come out here, and you ask him his nationality, he gonna say I'm African. He's saying that because you gonna say you African American, right? All right, then. So what's the difference? How does that make him a African booty scratcher? He not a Hamite. He from the line of Shem. He's keeping customs and tradition. He even keeping the original culture. You keeping Second Temple culture. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have to change our ideology, and we have to study more and start looking at these landmass and study the people there and really start focusing on pre-exilic Israel before the Second Temple was built. What was they doing? What was the customs? What is Urim and Thummim? Do you know they out there still keeping that custom and tradition right now? Urim and Thummim, casting lots, doing it right now. The Igbo tribe, right up in North Nigeria. The Lambo tribe, the Kakayu tribe from Kenya, up in the mountains. They still keeping these things. They still cutting goats, lambs, and everything on feast days. It's like, okay, they don't identify themselves as Hebrew. They don't even know what that means. All they'll tell you, yeah, our forefathers said that we come from the land of Yisrael. And these are the customs and traditions that was taught to us. They keeping them, Mark. They don't know nothing about no Hebrew though. So it's like, who are these people? Who are these people in these lands keeping these customs and tradition, and why they not sick? Because they never lost their what? Culture. With us, on the other hand, boy, we keeping Christmas. We Buddha / monkism. I'm talking about we done been through everything. I done been through Kemet, Islam. I done been through everything before I found the truth, boy. Y'all, for real. I'm talking about spiritual whoredom. Not by my fault. I'm talking about just my family. We done went through Baptist, non-denomination. My mama was a Muslim. Pops was into Kemetic. Thank God my uncles knew we was Hebrews. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what kept me trailed along. You don't hear that back in they customs and tradition. Now you start seeing the Jews, the actual Jews from over in the land now coming over there and teaching them. Now you start seeing the hexagram coming into play. Now they're wearing the kephas on their heads now. Now they're wearing prayer shawls and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Before then, they just keeping customs, traditions, and following laws. You know what I'm saying? If their brother died, they married a wife. That's law. You seeing them keeping all this stuff. You like, where did they learn this from? They ain't got no Bibles over there. They inherited this stuff. Where did that stuff come from? And why they not sick? And that's when I start saying, in order to heal my people, I have to create this type of environment for them. So what environment they need? You've been snatched out of your natural habitat. I need to create an environment that puts you back there. So I'm going to tell you, be in the sun for at least 3 hours of the day. I'm going to tell you, only eat from this select foods, because this food's got the amino acids and the B17 and the B12 that you need to convert taurine over to vitamin D while you in the sun and calcium. You see that? I'm gonna tell you, don't use tap water, use spring water. If you can find you some sulfur water, get some sulfur water, some volcanic water off of Amazon. See what I'm saying? Sweat. Make sure you sweat, because from the sweat of your brow, you have to sweat out them impurities that's inside of your blood. That's why they didn't get sick in slavery like that, because they sweated in the cotton field. So then you start seeing that, and then you start getting herbs that come from Africa, not from the Americas, because our dominant mineral is iron phosphate. Iron phosphate is the only electromagnetic mineral that connects to other minerals. And it goes throughout the bloodstream like a train station. At each stop, it drops off different types of proteins and different types of simple amino acid cells to each cell to revitalize the cell and give the cell energy to keep you from being sick. All this come from Africa. All these minerals come from Africa. All these minerals come from that promised land that Yahweh gave us that we finna read about. And then you look up 30 days later, and whatever disease they had, they don't have it no more. And they're spiritually stronger now. And they're not weak. They can go 9 days with fasting with no food or water. You just be like, dang, this is why we need our land, and this is why we need our culture. You see that? That's how I've been healing. I've just been reading the Bible. Been reading the Bible, y'all. Come on.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Y'all just posted the borders of Abraham's land, or the Most High promised Abraham. Y'all see, if y'all just click on the link, you see actually how big it is. It's not that New Jersey strip.
Yeah, it's not.
You feel me? Looks like the state of New Jersey.
It's not that.
That's not Israel. Israel is way bigger, or the promised land of promise to Abraham was beyond way bigger than that. It covers about 5 to 6 countries.
Yeah, and I want to talk about, and that's what I want to talk about, because when you get in these countries, each of these countries have a specific mineral that your body depends on to survive. And this is why you're sick. This is why you need vital minerals. This is what they call vitamins. All vitamins mean is vital minerals. It's a mineral that brings up the vitality of your body that you need. And the main mineral we need is iron phosphate. And iron phosphate is what brings oxygen to each cell of your body. White people need zinc. They lack zinc because where they come from in the mountains of Caucasus over there in Russia and all them up in the mountains, they lack zinc. So they need zinc. The Chinese man or Moab, he needs magnesium. That's why his eyes are slanted like that, and he hunched over and he don't grow too tall. You see that? So you can go through each different type of person and see what mineral that they need, and you can connect them to a food. Everybody come to America and bring their own food. Everybody. Africans bring beans and rice. Chinese people bring rice and they little sea vegetables, right? Jamaicans bring they curry food, they coconut curry food, which really don't come from them. They actually come from Italy. The Italians bring they pasta, they lasagna. We can go down every ethnicity. Guess what black people bring? Nothing. We came here naked, like the scripture finna tell us. We came here with no food, no water. Now we get water from them, we get food from them, we get clothing from them, and this created a whole different cultural identity for us. Now we done inherit this culture, and we're sick and we're dying. Thank you, brother. All right, so look, let's get it. Let's read this real quick. Good looking, my brother. Let me pull up my phone, y'all. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, I'm ready, y'all.
All right, Genesis 15, verse 18 again. In the same day, the Most High made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
You see that? So now when you actually look up this land, y'all, when you get into this land, all right, it's parts of Egypt, all right? It goes on into the promised land. It goes Syria. This is every land that's connected. Man, I wish I could show y'all this. So this is every land that's connected. You got Saudi Arabia, you got Syria, you got Iraq, you got Jordan, and you got these rivers. All right, you got the Black Sea, you got the Mediterranean Great Sea, you got the rivers up in here. All this is ours. So when you actually go into Saudi Arabia have something called gold mineral phosphate. This is where you find your gold, this find your zinc and your copper at. This is what you need because it has certain types, certain types of amino acids attached to it that's for your body, right? You can't come over here and get atomic gold and drink atomic gold here. It ain't gonna do nothing for your body. So then when you go up into Egypt along the Nile, When you go up to Egypt, Egypt has these types of phosphorus just at the clip of it. That's a part of this land. Then you go up into Jordan. Jordan have magnesium. Look this stuff up. I got all the sources. Then you go up into Lebanon. Lebanon got zinc. Then you go into Assyria. Syria got this sulfur water that you need. And then all of your fish that you was eating is from the Mediterranean Sea. The fish you need with the fatty acids and the liver oil that you need. Then you go into the red, like if you look up the mineral content and the herbs that grow in this land, according to the food, and you look at the cultural consciousness that was there before they took over the land, it's all you, and it's all throughout the Bible. And it all lines up with the customs and traditions that you need to live longer and to have eternal life. No bull. So is this, my whole question would be, is this a coincidence?
Not at all.
Not at all. It couldn't. It's impossible for it to be. It's impossible for this to be a coincidence, y'all.
Yeah, that's big, man. So we and our land, or us and our land, is basically one.
Yeah.
You feel me? Our land is beneficial to us in every way. You feel me? Not, and it's more than just a piece of real estate.
Exactly.
You feel me? The very makeup of it, the minerals and everything you need to survive, sustain, and even flourish in the body, in the spirit, and in the soul.
It's in your land.
It's in your land.
Now, this is how you know that the people over there that can't be their land. The sun charges our melanin, right, and converts our calcium through taursine to vitamin D, makes us blacker, and give us out these different color hues, right? The sun over there, they are the #1 leading causes of cancer in Israel today. Look at it. They dying, but them Khazars dying by the thousands, y'all. And I'm talking about, when I say that sun is beating them up, man, they got boils this big on them, and they got skin cancer out there, right? The food, they have the most allergic reactions to the foods that naturally grow in that habitation than anybody. So y'all, when y'all eat of the land, y'all get sick. When y'all sit and bathe in that sun, y'all get sick, and y'all dying from the water. Now look, it's gotten so bad that they jumping in the sea. They're getting healed by the sea. Only thing that can heal them now is jumping in the sea.
The salt sea.
The salt sea. Look this stuff up. So look,
I seen them in that deal soaking.
So look, it's healing them because the land is killing their ass. So look, check this out. If you look now they're banning people from jumping in the sea. You will get locked up for jumping in that sea now and getting healed. They want it to themselves because our land is killing them, man. We survive and we thrive in that land. Don't nobody else do. Hey, if that ain't deep, man, I don't know what's deep. So it's we straight connected to our land physically, spiritually, and emotionally. This heals all y'all emotional arrays. And then while you out there, there's all types of spiritual things going on. See what I'm saying? What's up, young man? Yeah, that's what they do, man. They want us to die. That's why they took you away from your land and put you in a concrete jungle. You're supposed to be somewhere in the grass with your socks off, grounding. Instead, it's all concrete around here. GMO foods. You're supposed to go to a tree like Adam was in the garden and pick your food from a tree. We have to go from a line of owl and pick through something and have to read the barcode to make sure that this wasn't genetically made in a laboratory. See what they doing? To make sure it's organic. They literally are killing us, and they starving us by keeping us away from our land. And the fastest way to get back to your land is through your cultural consciousness. But we first must shed off the cultural consciousness of the heathen. Do you know how many people are scared to go to Africa? People are straight scared to travel out of the country, y'all. That is mind-blowing. People are scared because the propaganda, they had you thinking Africa is just full of war and terrorism. Huh? They had you thinking that everybody out there skinny with big bellies. Man, there's brothers down there living in mansions, y'all. Driving Ferrari, straight Hebrew.
They kind enough from over there. On top of that, we talk about other places that's war torn as if we don't live through that ourselves.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you live in any of these inner cities, it's war. What do you mean? Just here alone in St. Louis.
Yeah.
There's all type of, like, look, gunshots now, they go off so much, you don't even be flinching anymore. You're just used to it.
Can.
You feel me? So how is it that you live in a spot that has the longest going war in North America, which is the war between the Bloods and the Crips?
Yeah.
They actually studied the mindset of brothers that grew up in LA and the surrounding counties. You feel me? You know, their stress levels were 100 times higher than an average youth that grow up in Palestine.
Mm-mm.
The conflict between the fake Jews and the Palestinians. Like, we in these inner cities have higher stress levels than what you would call anxiety, you know, that just based on what we see. And to us, a lot of it's normal now.
Yeah.
But if the psychiatrists studied your mindset and that of a youth growing up in Palestine, which is Israel today, you understand, your stress levels are off the charts. You have way more stress levels. Our people, we go through way more than you think. It's just we've been desensitized and it's normal now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And you done grew up in a war that's been the longest going war and still going. In North America, the war between the Bloods and Crips been going on about 40 plus years now. That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? To the point to where this stuff is normal life to you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we don't know what living is.
We gotta literally detach, and that's why it's good to like start isolating ourselves, like unplug from these systems, forget these stores. You know what I'm saying? But hey, spend 5 racks. Everybody get together, get $5,000 and buy a big real sewing machine that do embryos and actually do logos, press design, and put all the women in the Knesses on there. Had them run it. Now we got our own clothing production going out of it. You see that? Buy up all this line equipment. Get you a contract with one of these banks. Put the brothers on the line contracting jobs. You see what I'm saying? And fringe jobs, and buy some land and make your own production out of the land. Start selling food to other people that are in other communities. Now we got produce, we got clothing. You see that? And we got landscaping. Now find contractors and builders. Connect to all these Hebrew lumber people that's cutting down trees. That's Hebrews, got own tree companies. Now you got a way of 2x4s, woods. Then you got brothers that's been in the trade that learned master electricians. It's time to start linking out to these peoples in these other groups. Forget all that you disagree with what I don't. I'm not worried about none of that. All right, look, we talk doctrine later. We trying to build. Let's build. We can hash doctrine later. You believe in the Messiah? Oh, okay. Let's rap then. And start building, and let's start building these Hebrew virtual highways where I don't have to go to the store. I can holler at my elder and I can get 100 watermelons out here tomorrow with seeds. I can get apples, potatoes out here in 2 days with seeds. Huh? Oh, you got a trucking business? Well, we got this sewing machine. How about we start making hundreds of garments and you can spread them throughout Israel? Oh, you going to Texas? You got to pass like 8 states. How many Knesses in different camps up in there? Tell them we got shirts and stuff in them for sale. Let's keep the money in the community. And if we keep the money in the community and we keep our cultural consciousness in the community and we totally cut ourselves out from there, look, we can build up now they got to come holler at us because we shutting down stores at this point. We shutting down schools at this point because we teaching our children, right? You can't come in and bully us. We got self-defense programs. We will beat the brakes off you. And we know how to shoot good. Huh? We building bunkers. You come in, you trying to ransack our Knesset, our community. You be like, where these niggas at? We underground somewhere, chilling till you leave. Like, why are we not thinking like this? Like everybody be like, you are extremists. We supposed to be extremists. We're in extreme conditions, ain't we?
Exigent circumstances.
Ain't we in extreme conditions? So why not be extremists? We're in extreme conditions. Makes no sense. And look, the crazy part is when you slow down and you start reading this Torah, he told us to do this. He told us to do this. You see Abraham, and he made ready his 300 trained servants, his trained men. They knew combat training and went and whooped on them about Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah. You seen that. You seen him giving tithes to Melchizedek, meaning he breaking off his higher power. You see the cultural consciousness. You see how they pitched tent, meaning that they knew how to build booths in temporary circumstances. Who can get out here and build a booth right now? Not no tent that you buy from Walmart. Literally get out here and build a booth, build a tent and stay there for 6 months. Huh? Until the weather start getting bad and you like, look, I'm going towards the tropics. If you actually look at the way we migrated, we stayed away from darkness and we stayed away from winter, y'all. Why is that? Because our bodies is not suitable for darkness and our bodies are not suitable for winter. We are tropical African beings, y'all, that was created to dwell in the promised land. So we have to create that environment everywhere we go. and we have to leave something back for our children can do the same thing. Or how about we create the environment and leave the environment for him like Yahweh did from Adam? He created Adam in Egypt somewhere from the dust of the ground and put him into the garden. The garden was already suitable and ready and made for him when he got there. Why are we not doing that for our children? Creating this stability for them and leaving them something for they can dwell in. We need to start building and working together, y'all. All this discord, talking about one another, bickering, mad because he believed Joseph the father, mad because they believe that the Holy Spirit of woman is hearsay. You know what I'm saying? You believe in the Holy Spirit, right? Yes. All right, we can talk about gender later. You believe in the Mashiach, you know he king, right? Yes. We can talk about birth scenario later. Right now, we got homeless brothers and sisters in the street. Right now, we got people that's sick with disease. Right now, we got a brother that just killed his wife. Right now, we need to work on emotion, psychology. We need to be talking to one another. We need to be loving one another. Huh? If we all dead, we ain't gonna be able to argue about nothing at the end.
Straight up.
we ain't gonna, doctrine ain't gonna mean nothing if we all gone and dead.
Hey, look, somebody just posted how gunmen just opened up fire inside of Walmart in El Paso, Texas.
See that?
Shot up to 18 people. That just was posted.
See that?
You feel me? So it show you it's time for us to go ahead and start moving toward one another.
Yeah.
And dealing with one another. You feel me? We've been deceived by the adversary, boy. You won't even talk. You mess with him.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, where we at? All
right.
That was it for that Abraham's land.
All right, let's get a few more. I want to go into 2 Timothy's 1 and 7. Well, 2 Timothy's 1 through 7.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1.
Oh, let me get that.
Give me a Yahoo when y'all get there. You know how to get to them scriptures fast, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Let's get her done. We all good day there too.
All right, 2 Timothy chapter 1. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 1. Shaul, Paul, an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach, by the will of Elohim, according to the promise of life which is in HaMashiach Yahushua. To Timothy, my dearly beloved son, grace, mercy, and peace, Yahweh the Father, and the Mashiach Yahushua Adonai, our master. I thank Elohim, whom I serve from my forefathers with pure conscience.
Come on.
That without ceasing, I have remembrance of thee in my prayers night and day.
Come on.
Greatly desiring to see thee, being mindful of thy tears, that I may be filled with joy.
Y'all see that? So like he desired to see his brother. He wished his brother peace. He wished his brother mercy, joyfulness. We do the exact opposite amongst our community and our connections today and amongst the Hebrew community. Why is that? So if you see Shaul keeping traditions of his forefathers. Inside their tradition, they broke bread with each other. They loved each other. They embraced each other. But why we're not doing that to one another? Why? Where did we learn this separation from? If we all was one nation, one people with God, a holy nation, a holy priesthood, then why are we not there now? Why are we so separated and discombobulated now? Where did we get this from? This is learned behavior, y'all. And we didn't learn this from our God, did we?
Not at all.
So where did we learn this from?
Envy in the heathens.
Exactly. Envy in the heathens.
The mindset of Satan.
See that? Cultural consciousness, y'all. Come on.
Verse 5. When I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwelt first in thy grandmother Lois and thy mother Eunice, and I am persuaded that in thee also. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of Yahweh, which is in thee, by putting on of my hand.
Come on.
For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear.
So if the Most High haven't given us the spirit of fear, where does the spirit of fear come from? Huh? Hey, baby, where did the spirit of fear done came from? We all scared. We scared to travel. Huh? We scared of the heathen. We ride around with guns, wishing a nigga would, but get pulled over and hide our gun. Huh? We got bullets for our brothers and sisters. I ain't got no bullets for the police when they got all the bullets for us, though. So where did this fear come from? How did they install this fear in us? You will see that this was part of the cultural conscious agenda that they had. The whole thing was to change our consciousness, to change our culture. If we can put fear in them, we will change their DNA structure. Fear will be in their children's children. Their children wouldn't even have to endure what they went through. That fear will be passed down. To show you that emotional and spiritual content can pass down through DNA. Right. That's why all of our children are messed up with anxiety. I'm talking about messed up with anxiety, fearful of everything, harsh and scared to speak, slurring in their speech, can't talk right, timid, talk all down. You got to tell them, speak up. Huh? Say it with your chest out. What's going on? Where did this behavior was taught from? So this shows you why we have to snatch them and teach them our culture. Show them the warriors in the Bible. Show them David. Yes, the harsh part. He killed tens of thousands. Yes, he did. Show him that. Show him about Abram and his trained men. Show about Esau knowing how to hunt. Show him about Jacob. Show him how we know how to bend the bow. Show him how they ran faster than gazelles. Show him what Simeon and them did when they went and laid, what happened to their sister and she got raped and they laid down all them heathens. Laid them down, circumcised them and killed them. These are the stories we need to be showing to the young warriors. For they don't have to be scared. Start showing, make up your own black hero comic books for them. For they don't think Superman is just a white guy and better than them. So now you got these little black boys at school scared of everybody else. Why is that? Huh? Why is that? Scared of the heathen. Well, bicker and fight one another, but when it comes to the heathen, they are low-minded. They want to put their head down. All this is this cultural conscious agenda. Why y'all think all the superheroes are white? Huh? Why y'all think everything that's associated with white is good? Everything associated with white is good. Huh? Why you actually have people that hate. Look, this is a study shown. People naturally gravitate towards vanilla ice cream than black ice cream. People naturally gravitate towards vanilla cake, white cake than black cake. Right? But if you put a mask on them and give them both cakes, they say the black cake tastes the best. So what type of psychological locks and psychological warfare is that? Huh? You will see a little black girl braiding some slick white baby doll and put her baby doll down. Or they'll put a white girl next to her and ask herself which one is more beautiful, and she'll point at the leprosy than herself. We have our own women wearing blonde hair and putting contacts in their eyes and wearing straight hair and rubbing on this type of lotion and make them lighter, bleaching their skin. Where did we learn this from? Where did we learn this from? Israel don't look like that in Africa. Now, you do got some type of tribes amongst Hamitic tribes that grow blonde hair, but them ain't the tribes of Israel. So this still is a curse of Ham. This still is a Canaan curse. Why are we wearing curses like it look good and think we straight cool with it? Huh? Where did this come from?
Thinking you got the spirit.
We have been culturally hijacked, y'all.
She got the spirit. She got purple hair.
We have been culturally.
Her. I'm in the spirit, bro.
We have been culturally hijacked, man. Come on.
2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 6. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of Elohim which is in thee by the putting on of my hand. For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear.
So if the Most High have given us the spirit of fear, it is a spirit. Spirit had to come from another spiritual entity, meaning it came from Hashatan. All right, but what he give us the spirit of?
But of power.
Of power. That's where we come from. We come from a lineage of powerful beings. Come on.
And of love.
Of love. You see brotherly love. Isn't that in the commandments? Huh? You ain't supposed to steal from your brother. You ain't supposed to lie on your brother. You ain't supposed to be trying to kill your brother. And you ain't supposed to be coveting your brother. If you're not doing these things to your brother, then you're doing what? Obviously, you're loving him. See that? So we come from a nation of brothers that love each other. We come from a powerful nation of brothers that were warriors and priests and kings. Come on.
We were commanded to be strong and very courageous.
We were. We were.
That's the opposite of fear. You courageous.
Okay.
All right. And then it says, and of a sound mind.
A sound mind, meaning You out here and you're literally have a pure consciousness. You're not stupid. You're not dumb. You're not taking on to everything you hear. A sound mind, meaning you're intelligent in the word of God. You're not messed up. You're not bipolar, or bi-demonic. That's what I call it, being bipolar. You just shuffling, weighing demons.
Yeah, legion.
You don't know who you want to be today. 1 minute you mad, 1 minute you ain't mad. 1 minute you hate me, the next minute you love me. You know, bipolar. You see that? Where did this come from? This come from people that are melanin deficient. This come from people that are mineral deficient. This come from people that live in high altitudes, meaning that they can't breathe in the right amount of air. That's why their nose are pointing and stuck up like that. This come from people that don't have any type of bone density. This come from people that grow hair like gorillas and bears. This come from your enemy. This come from your oppressor. Scientifically proven, if you lack zinc, you're irritable and you're more violent. You lack magnesium, you need more blood. You lack iron, you need red meat. And I ain't talking about iron phosphate, what we need. I'm talking about iron fluorine. You see that? You lack these things. You lack gold, you need dim light. So we see them like to eat in these damn restaurants around a bar. And when you eat, you have to sit around a bar in this dim light. And they eating their beef and steak and drinking. If you actually stand back and look at them from the top, that's how wolves eat in packs. They eat in dark, dim lights, and they eat in a circle.
The wolf pack.
The wolf pack. You learned how to be animals. We learned how to be the lowest naturally beast. That's what we learned. And we learned that from our oppressor, and we teaching this stuff to our children. And then we get mad at them for acting beastly.
It's wickedly genius when you look at it. They control it all through the media. So through the music or through the television or through the movies or whatever. So we actually mimic what it is we see and what we feel. You see what I'm saying? So radio programming, that's what it's called. I'm listening to the radio, it's called radio programming.
TV program.
The televisions was called television programming. Well, who's being programmed? That's the next question should be asked. Who's being programmed here? You feel me? How you can watch something and you arrive in a certain mood. You can listen to certain music. You understand? And you either can get violent or you can get in the mood.
I don't
Turn
eat meat
down
at all.
the lights.
I don't eat no meat.
And light a candle.
Turn off the lights and light a candle.
Yeah.
Because that's all they had in the caves. All they had in the caves. And then they learned how to strike a match from us when they descended down to Northeast Africa. We taught them how to even strike a match and do fire. Like if you look at where these people really originate from in their customs and traditions and the influences that they have on us, man, these people, man, it's like they have a very hybrid nature. Like they are human, of course, but they not human in mindset. So according to the terminology, to be human literally means to be a black man. Hue means of color. Man means a thinking faculty. So technically to be human means to be an Israelite, a Hebrew Israelite. That was because you have to be you have to be a man of color, and you have to think with a civilized mind. They're not civil. They're not civil. But now we're not civil. And they did this through the project experiment. Y'all know what the project experiment is? It's where they put us in high rises. So if you look at these two scientists, look this up, y'all. Two scientists back in 1974 had built high rises in they laboratories, and they put rats inside of these high rises. So what they did was they didn't give the rats at the bottom no water, and they didn't get the rats at the top no food, but they fed the rats in the middle food and water, but they made them very, very cold. The rats at the top, they made very, very hot. And within 2 months, all the rats killed each other. First, they started robbing food from one another, right? Then they started turning, I don't know what happened from the lack of food or something, but you start seeing them start playing gender roles where they wanted to do it to one another. You see this homosexual activity start going on. Then they start killing one another. You see that? Now you got disease, you got death, and you got famine up in these high rises. They took that model and they said, let's do these niggas like that. And they start building high rises in every major city where all black people was at. And then this same thing was done. And that's why they not now. Notice all of them knocked down now. With number HIV, STDs running around, nothing but deaths going in, crack selling, people killing their babies.
Pissy hallways.
You see what I'm saying? So like we are literally a project to them. They're literally, man. Look,
this is the construct of a heathens. It's wickedly genius. You understand? Like it's wicked, but it is genius. Like if you wanted to actually be diabolical and rule somebody, I mean, if you actually want to be evil and actually rule, you think about it, just look at it from their perspective. You like, dang,
yeah,
that is genius. It's wicked as all hell,
but it's genius.
I'm not giving it props. I'm just saying, like, that was some major league thinking.
Yeah,
or to straight keep down the children of God, or to delay prophecy. You see what I'm saying? That's all they could do is try their best to delay, because you can't stop it. Because the mind has a peculiar way of recorrecting itself.
It does.
If it can touch back to some original source of history,
culture,
or origin,
culture.
What he been talking about this whole time.
That's why I was gonna end it off with.
If you could touch that, you feel me? The brain or the mind has a peculiar way of recorrecting.
Hey, look, let me show you how the spirit move. Me and him ain't even talked before this lesson. We haven't even talked. That was my ending quote. What he just said. That was my ending quote. That's my ending quote.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Same
But say that again for them.
Like if the mind could reconnect some type of original source, substance, or what brother been talking about culture, it has a peculiar way of recorrecting itself.
Okay.
You feel me? That's why the agenda been to keep you away from everything, keep you out the Bible, right? Keep you away. That's why when it comes down to how we supposed to dress as Israelites, to still a lot of bros that's halfway in, halfway out. It's kind of corny. You really want to dress. The sisters, they don't really want to put on dresses.
Okay.
Brothers don't want to put on garments. You don't want to speak the language. You feel me? You don't want to eat the food. Where you from? Right?
It actually have become. I test people. Our food is nasty to our own people. Like people hate Mediterranean food.
Mediterranean food is fire.
Fire. That's our
fire.
food. That's our food. We eat Mediterranean. We are from the We are right from the Mediterranean Sea. But we have Mediterranean food and we don't like it. It's like, what type of identity crisis you got going on, man? Yeah. You want Southern style food, or what you call soul food. Ain't no soul food. That is no food. Literally. Ain't food at all.
Destroying you. Remember all our grandmamas and them was developing all the high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, you understand, heart diseases, having strokes, swollen ankles. You know what I'm saying? The dropsies.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There's a reason behind all that, man. So even though we're not in our land, because our land is being inhabited also, like it ain't like we can go to Israel and buy land. You feel me? But our mindset should always be kingdom, home. But what Ak is going over today is we still can create.
Exactly.
Because we in captivity, even when we was in Babylon, we lived amongst each other. We had our own courts and everything.
Okay.
Only in this captivity have we been totally destroyed. To where we haven't even thought live culture and live amongst each other, even though the scripture in Acts, we claim we were New Testament believers at that. It tell you in Acts, and they was living under the Romans then.
So what Ak is saying, we so mentally messed up as a people, we don't even consider.
Yeah.
We don't even think. We don't even consider. When you see all throughout the Bible, and no matter what captivity we was in, we did what? We built houses, we planted vineyards, we took wives, and we repopulated and lived amongst ourselves. Yeah. We do not do that in this generation here. What is going on?
Our own children. Look, none of us are producing anything anymore. You a consumer. You buy everything. You don't produce nothing. You feel me? Hands to the plow. Me and a couple brothers got together this week and did a project. Put our hands to the plow on a project. You feel me? And as we was about to do it, I was letting the bros know opposition is coming. You feel me? You notice nothing ever go smooth. If you ever notice it, it's always some type of opposition that you have to overcome. You feel me? And something as small as us coming together to do this big landscaping project, the adversary even hate that. Because if you can get together on small things, you dig, guess what's gonna happen when you start getting together to do big things like organize your people.
Which we doing right
You know
now.
what I'm saying? Buying up land, getting these babies out these schools, building on the actual land, educating our own children. You feel me? You be like, well, that can't be done. Then why the hell the Amish do it?
Why the hell we doing it?
If
it can't be done, why are we doing it right now? We doing it right now.
Yeah,
if it can't be done, how's Pastor Dow doing it?
Exactly.
Huh? How's all our brothers from Geechee Foreman them doing it? It's so many brothers doing it. If it can't be done in captivity, then how are we doing it right now? How is it happening right now?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
We got land we can take y'all to right now. How is this happening if it can't be done? Y'all lazy and cultural conscious. Y'all cultural consciousness is not of the book. It's of y'all oppressor. Let's just keep it real. Yeah. Y'all comfortable and y'all oppressing. Y'all want to see us oppressed. Y'all want somebody to be under y'all. It ain't time for that. We ain't that. It ain't with that. We ain't with that. We about walking the practical application of Torah.
Yeah, and in situations like that, we can protect our women. You understand? We can protect our children. And a certain economic system we put into play as well to where everybody's provided for. And whatever extras we get in, we spend back into the project of what we got going on. We build more. You see? So it's ways to get around this, man. There's ways to do it and to actually be doing and being proactive and doing what you are commanded to do. In Acts 2, it calls it the apostles' doctrine. I asked the brother, I said, where they get their doctrine from? Dang, the Messiah. When? And wheels was turning. Remember, he hung out with them 40 days before he ascended. And he was talking to them about things pertaining to the kingdom of heaven. So you mean tell me he just told them about 10 commandments?
Right.
No, he also taught them how to live amongst each other while being ruled over their oppressors. And we're not doing it just because we see a few bad examples. Oh, that sounds like Jim Jones. You know, what the hell with that heathen?
Yeah.
That sounds like somebody else that tried that. We don't care about the bad examples. What were we commanded to do?
You sound like Ben Ami, the bus driver.
Yeah, that's like us saying we don't keep Passover because a fight broke out 3 years ago at somebody's Passover. So we don't keep Passover no more. You see what I'm saying? We actually were commanded to live a certain way.
Okay.
You feel me? And it would eliminate 99% of the problem that you have within your normal life. It would. All the arguments you be having and all that. If we just could live how the Most High commanded us to live through his son, what he gave the apostles. What is the apostles' doctrine? Right after that, it said they all had everything in common.
Yeah.
Lived amongst each other. Like we've always done.
Yeah.
That's the point, even in captivity. Because in this captivity, you isolated and we get picked apart.
Man, that's
picked apart. Sandra Bland, that should have never happened on my watch.
Never.
Mike Brown, that should never happen on my watch.
Never.
It's gonna happen because you're not united.
Man, look, you know what I've been doing, y'all? I straight been popping up on Hebrew Knesset. I've been popping up on Hebrew camps.
Yeah.
Where y'all at? Y'all in Florida? I'm coming. Y'all in Chicago? I'll be there. Y'all in Atlanta? I've been pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up.
That's right.
What y'all need? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we from STL, Honor Humility, MELCHIZEDEK Ministry, Black Messiah Project. What y'all need? That's what I've been on. All that division, I'm cool on all that. I'm cool on all of that. Y'all can talk about me all you want. I'm about unity. We need to unify. What y'all need? What y'all lacking over here? Okay, we working on a curriculum for Hebrew schooling right now. As soon as it's done, I'm emailing it to all the elders. Y'all got that? We buying land. Oh, we got a healing center. How many people sick in your Knesset, in your community? Oh, bring them on to our community. Oh, y'all, dang, all right, y'all keep what y'all need down there. We lack watermelons. I'll bring a truck down next week. I ain't talked to not one heathen yet. But all moves are being made without no heathens being notified about nothing.
And it's a lot of us that got major league connections.
Major league connections.
Meeting a lot of different brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because we stepped outside of that mindset of being divided. And just because certain brothers believe different stuff, man. Look, we should open up the doors to Israel. You feel me? And I met so many powerful, influential brothers. There's a lot of major league moves about to take place that we ain't even gonna talk about, even on camera.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's gonna be beneficial to all of us.
Major moves.
I'm talking about major leader was like, all right, I knew y'all was gonna do something. Because if you ask me, I was telling the brothers the other day, even the one brother that just came down here, he was like, man, y'all just don't know how good y'all got. You feel me? Because it's so many concentrated brews right here in St. Louis in our generation. And we all somewhat click tight. You know what I'm saying? Some of us may get along more with each other than others, but still, for the most part, we click tight, right? And you're talking about over 100 brothers. Over 100 brothers and sisters. So you're talking about a good 200, 250 people. I'm talking about between they early 30s and mid 40s, like within that time, that span, right? And I told the brother the other day, it's too many of us in one spot not to do something powerful.
Okay.
You feel me? Too many powerful minds. You feel me? So the Most High is sending us certain individuals that are resourceful, that hear the ideas that we own. Like, Yeah, all we missing is y'all. We like, all we missing is y'all. Well, let's make it happen then.
That's all we've been hearing since we've been traveling.
Yeah.
We just been missing St. Louis. Oh, we've been missing y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, man, to actually be doing a tour. That's why y'all ain't been seeing me, family. Like, I've been on the go. I've been on the go building stuff, you know what I'm saying? Representing Honor Humility STL, MELCHIZEDEK Ministry, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to stay out of the camera so much and do more work. So I just made a promise to myself for anything I teach. If I teach about building a house, I need to build 5 houses before I do another lesson. If I teach about loving your brother, I need to make sure I love 5 brothers correctly before I teach a lesson. If I teach about, you know what I'm saying, loving your wife, I need to examine stuff. Make sure I spend quality time and before I teach another lesson. If I teach about teaching your children, I need to teach them 5 things before I do another lesson. This will keep your application of Torah way greater than just speaking the Torah. And as I've been doing it, I've been seeing the fullness of my understanding come more and more because I'm walking more and I'm talking less. So whatever I say, I make sure I do it at least 5 times before I teach something else. You see what I'm saying? And if y'all can take on that same ideology, man, it's very therapeutic and you'll see how much you grow from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling good on the inside.
Gang.
All right, bang. All right, so what we at? We done with the
man. We done
with the spirit of fear.
We done with the spirit of fear. We done with that. Bang, bang, bang. I got one more. I'm gonna leave off on Galatians 5, and then the rest. The reason why I'm leaving off so much because I got the presentation. Me and Malaki gonna figure out how to switch this, and then I'm gonna come back up and I'm gonna actually do the presentation for y'all, family.
Yeah, YouTube on August 1st, they went from Creator Studio. That's what we usually do. Created when we flip the screen and all that to what's called a beta studio. Today is August 3rd. They kicked it off August 1st. So that's why I tried to go through Hangout last night and I couldn't. I'm like, dang, what's going on? So then I had to go through the camera. You feel me? So we're gonna get together tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll be down here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? After we get the garden together up the street.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cut that and then I'm gonna be down here. I'll probably be meeting Morty anyway.
Okay. Cool.
You know after
the
go sit there and do some testing, so y'all may see some testing that's coming through the screen.
And then what I do is either Monday or Tuesday, I come up and I do the presentation and just show y'all. And then also too for September, I got 4 seminars, all of them out of town. I'm gonna make sure I go live for the channel. Y'all be able to watch my seminars for free, live from the channel. So just spread the word. That anybody that want to catch them for free, it will be live from Honor Humility STL. All 4 of them will be. Other than that, as far as this lesson, I'm gonna leave off with this last scripture, and then Monday or Tuesday, I'm gonna re-go over it and finish it the right way. That way I can show y'all the landmass, show y'all the sources, show y'all the minerals, show y'all all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to lead us off in Galatians 5. We can start it at 16.
The book of Galatians. The book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 16.
Okay. Unless you want to start it early.
Start at 14.
All right, let's go.
Galatians 5 and 14. For all the law. Open up your scripture, boy. What you doing? Galatians 5 and 14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You see that? Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Well, if you isolated, how do you have neighbors? Makes no sense. Come on out.
Verse 15. But if ye bite and devour one another, take heed that ye be not consumed one of another.
See that? That's what the wolf pack do. They bite and devour one another. And we have learned that custom and tradition from them. We never did that. We came together and we sought out how to get the problem done. We never sat back and if you actually look up ancient Israel and pre-exilic Israel, we didn't argue over why something ain't getting done. We got together, we looked at it. Oh, okay, this is how you get it done. And we got it done. Why today we got to argue over everything?
Yeah.
We argue over everything. We argue over how the house going to get built. Well, I kicked the carpet in this way. Well, I pull the carpet back. So you just need a thinker, be like, all right, but did the carpet get laid though? Both of them say yes. So what we arguing about? You go kick that side in and I'm going to pull this side. You can still do you on this side. You do you on this side, long as the carpet get laid. See that's how you build. You build by bringing everything you learned and all your talents and gifts together, not arguing over who gonna lead. Our problem is everybody want to be a leader. Everybody's not called to lead. Everybody calling is different. Everybody want to lead. Everybody want to teach. Everybody want to be at the high seat. Everybody want to be seen. Meanwhile, the people that's off the camera, the people that you don't hear about, be the people getting the most work done. Remember that. Remember that. It's impossible for you to be working if you always up in somebody's face trying to tell them what to do. How are you telling me what to do? And if you telling me what to do, meaning I ain't getting it done, and you the one telling me what to do, you ain't getting nothing done what? Either. So now you got two people ain't getting nothing done. Meanwhile, weeks done passed, and this homeless family needed a house built. That could have been built in 2 days. But y'all too busy bickering about things that don't matter. Now this woman and her children still out in the streets. Do y'all realize Israel have to be built? New kingdom, the new kingdom that's coming is being built. He said he go and prepare a house for us, right? Prepare mean to work on a house, right? We must do the same thing for our children.
Yeah, live as if you in the kingdom.
Live as if you already there, y'all.
When you get there, it ain't gonna be. It's gonna be a smooth transition.
You be like, oh man, I didn't rehearse. We've been rehearsing this for years, Messiah.
Amongst each other as neighbors
for years.
For years. What you talking about?
We ready. Shabbat. I keep Shabbat with him every Shabbat day, traditional and all. Yeah, we know. Yeah, rehearsing. Ain't no rehearsing going down, but everybody want to give.
Precepts.
Ain't no rehearsing going down, though. Come on now.
Verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit.
Yeah.
Walk in the ruach.
Woo.
And ye should not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Come on now.
For the flesh lusteth against the ruach, and the ruach against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other.
Come on.
So that ye cannot do the things that you would.
Now check this out. Come on.
Verse 18. But if ye be led of the ruach, ye are not under the law.
See that? If you led by the ruach, you are not under the law of sin.
Right.
There is a law of sin, y'all. And the law of sin keep you from the law of Yahweh. And the law of Yahweh is his culture, his customs, his tradition. That's why when you read in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, Paul said to do what? Don't forget your customs, your culture, and your tradition. And then he start going in about the order from God to Yahweh to Yahushua, down to man and down to women. You see what I'm saying? Then to children, then to cattle. Your cultures and your customs and your traditions are so important because it literally creates something called this self, this sigma, this identity. So you can tell who a person is. I can tell where you from by your lingo and your language, by your favorite color you like to wear, by how you style your hair, and by the shoes you wear. I can tell where you from. If you wear baggy pants and you rocking Timbos and one pants leg up, that nigga from the Bronx.
Yeah,
you from New York.
Left, son.
Hey, you got your hat.
Shine.
You got your hat cocked back to the right. You got on some gray. Hey, he from Illinois. He gangster disciple. You wearing all red. You got long locks. You like to keep them down in the back, pulled up, and you got that red. Hey, he from that west side. You see what I'm saying? I can tell who you is just by your culture, the culture you wear, the cultural language you adapted to, certain type of sigmas. I can tell where you from. You say down there, hey, he must be from Midwest. He from St. Louis. You see that? You say I'm finna get in the call. Oh, that's from Atlanta. That's South.
Maine.
So, Maine. Memphis. You see that? So we can tell who you are and what created your identity by your cultural consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So if we took our cultural consciousness back to pre-exilic Israel and we started keeping our customs and traditions and we started eating the food that we supposed to eat, wearing the clothes that we supposed to wear, then everybody outside of us will realize, be like, that's true Israel right there. We need to start treating them as such. But we don't do that. We take on everybody else's culture and oppressions that they taught us, and we teach it to each other. And generation after generation after generation, you see faggots, lesbos, degenerate, sick, mineral deficient, psycho wackos out here. And then we bring this up into this truth. And down everybody like, man, another Hebrew done killed their wife. Man, another Shebrew done committed adultery with another man. Man, another Hebrew done stole some money, done fleeced the people. Another Hebrew done did. All you hear is bad things about us because we're literally taking this culture that was taught to us by these animals and we bringing it up into this truth. You can't mix cultures. Hashatan does that. You can't be bicultural. Is that even a word?
Yeah, it is.
That is messed up. You can't be bicultural.
We can even mingle our garments.
You can even mingle your garments, man.
Mingle the seeds, none of it.
So how can you be bicultural?
How can you mingle cultures? Yeah, that was powerful.
That's daggers, boy.
Yeah, that's powerful.
That's daggers.
It's nothing but confusion.
Yeah.
It's nothing but confusion. Remember, he came up in there in Numbers 25 with the Midianite woman?
Hey, yeah.
Phineas had to raise up.
Yeah.
And the Mosai, a plague had broke out. Mosai started killing Israelites behind it.
Remember they bowed to Baal, and he cut them head, hang them and cut their heads off. Because you can't bring that up in here. And the thing is, so this is what I'm trying to show y'all. Culture makes self-identity. Self-identity breaks down into what you eat, how you sleep, who you sleep with, who you marry, and what you put into your bodies. What you put into your bodies, what you surround yourself, what you digest, whether it's television, whether it's the radio, what you listening to, music. This breaks down and goes and creates something called DNA. Your DNA takes on these things, and then you literally bring it to your children. You don't have to teach it to them. It's already in a DNA code. A DNA is a code frequencies that reads out something in the blood, right? So if I don't have to teach my son to be a killer if I'm a killer. He will inherit that by DNA. I don't have to teach my son witchcraft if I'm involved in witchcraft. He will naturally inherit this type of thing because it becomes your DNA. You see that? So this is what I'm saying. In order to change the paradigm, in order to change what we've been going through, it have to start with self first. And then it automatically start adopting into our children. So we have to change our cultural consciousness. Makes sense. We have to.
Makes sense.
Have to. So let's finish this off and we get up out of here.
Verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery.
Adultery. All right. Notice this. If you find out that your father like women that's married, and you listening to the radio and you hear these different brothers talking about how they took a man's woman, you naturally gonna want to do the same thing because that's all you've listened to and that's all you've seen. Yeah. You done adapted a adulterer custom. Cultural consciousness. Come on.
That's deep. Fornication.
Fornication. If you like to break laws sexually and you're teaching people to break laws sexually and nobody's condemning you from breaking laws sexually, and you see this all your life, you start adapting and accepting that culture. Now you're doing the same cultural consciousness. Come on.
Uncleanness.
Uncleanness. Notice. If a woman do not keep her house clean, we know uncleanness talking about sin. I want to show you something physical. Notice a dirty person. If you get with a dirty person, you go to her house and you see it's messed up and dirty, and then you meet her mama. Why is their house always messed up and dirty? Or they want to collect everything. They are hoarders. And then you meet their grandma in the yard. Before you even get in the house, the yard be like that. This is something that comes down through bloodline, something that comes down through DNA, something that is taught from generation to generation. Cultural consciousness. See, consciousness you can't see, but what do you see? Culture. But culture is what? Predicated upon consciousness.
Expression.
It's expression.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. You can tell, just like you say, saw somebody sagging, you know what I'm saying? Hat turned to the back, dressing a certain way, walking a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You already can tell what it is. Like, more than likely, that brother ain't even conscious or aware of who he is. Woo. See? So culture is an expression of consciousness, your mindset, something you can't see. So your outward appearance is nothing but a reflection of what's going on.
Your inner man.
That's powerful.
Look, we know this so much is truth. If you were Crip from the dub, you will not take your butt on the beam.
No, you won't.
Why is that? You ain't never seen nobody shot. You ain't never been on the beam. But based off the culture and the construct that you heard and that you inherit, you ain't never been on the beam, but you would never go to the beam to even see it for yourself. So it's something you've never seen, but you physically already know not to go there. You see what I'm saying? Or look, we can break this down to so many different examples that is mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Just like if you go into a city that you've never been to, you can go and you can look at the culture and tell what type of people there. If I go through a city right now and half the houses are vacant, okay, niggas is in this neighborhood. Period. If I go and I see gas stations that sell chicken, our people here. It must be Israelites here. Now, if I go through another city and I start seeing Linux and I start seeing big malls and you actually see cut grass between the streets with flowers, we must be with some crackers there. This is white folks' neighborhood. If I go somewhere and I go somewhere and I start seeing Expano with different things and with X's on. Oh, Mexicans live here. I ain't seen no people. I just seen language. I seen imagery. I seen logos, and I breathed and seen the atmosphere, and I seen the culture because the conscious is what creates that. Yeah. So why don't we see Hebrew land? We finally starting to develop that through fringes. Shalom. Before I know he a Hebrew, I see the fringes. He must be a Hebrew because he's wearing what? The culture. That's right. So consciously, I'm gonna see the culture and be like Shalom.
And he must carry himself a certain
way. He must carry himself a certain way.
Conversation starter too.
Yeah.
So many people know about the fringes and the dress code now. So you be at Walmart or whatever. You feel me? You must be one of them Hebrews. Just based off what you're wearing and their expectation on how you must carry yourself. Yeah. Because they know that represents the laws of your father. So I know you ain't in Walmart stealing.
Yeah.
You feel me? No, you ain't up in there declining. You have to carry yourself a certain way.
Yeah.
You feel me? Culture
conscious
is an expression of conscience. That makes sense. All sense in the world. All sense in the world.
Let's finish this off.
All right.
And then I want to talk about mingled cultures though. Bicultural. You wearing the fringes, but you committing adultery with the fringes on.
Yeah.
You wearing the fringes, but you blow your wife's brains out. You wearing the fringes, but you'll smack your wife across the room.
Right, all the way you talking.
You wearing the fringes, but it's MF for this, MF for that, MF for this.
You talking like you Cat Williams or somebody.
That's called bicultural.
You're mingling cultures.
You're mingling cultures and customs, and you can't serve two masters. Each of your master come with what? A culture. Who we boy? Hey, this can go deep, man. Like we scratching the surface.
I know some conscious Hebrews. Every other word they say GD me, or they say the GD Bible. When I say GD, I'm talking about y'all know.
Straight up.
You be damning yourself, you feel me? But these gonna be conscious Israelite. I'm reading the GD Bible the other day. GD me and GD, you know. I'm like, man, let me turn this madness on. That boy sound like he done drunk a whole gallon of whiskey.
Yeah.
This GD, man, you know the GD. I'm like, oh, come on, man. You feel me? Who would even believe in what you're talking about?
Okay.
Even comes down to how we speak. You feel me? Because the Israelites got to be calculated in what they say, right? Circumspect. Because if you at a certain level, you know that words are spirits.
Okay.
So that's why you can say certain things and certain things manifest. That's why the Messiah says what? Every idle word that man shall speak, he shall give account of in the day of judgment. By your words, you're going to be either justified or condemned by words. So if you an Israelite indeed and in truth, what you say off your mouth, you got to pay attention to that.
Dang.
You can't just be loose lipping.
No.
Saying be impulsive, that's just me. You know, I can say whatever. You can't have sloppy language either. You understand? Because you're going to be held accountable to it. And if you understand our process of creation, what you speak is a byproduct of what you're thinking.
Abracadabra.
And that becomes your reality.
Yeah.
You put it into action and boom, there it is.
Yeah.
I wish an MF would.
Yeah.
And you be right into that situation. I wish I would get up in here and somebody be sitting in my seat. And somebody be sitting there. Huh? You speak these things on yourself. That's why if he's an Israelite indeed and in truth, he got to be circumspect, meaning he got to pay close attention to what come off his lips.
And well, look, what type of culture is that to be a mother effer? Cursed be the man. Cursed be the man that lies with his mother. Yeah. That's Canaanite custom. Yeah. That's Canaanite culture. So even in your cuss words, you're being a part of another culture.
GD Bible.
Yeah, my mother effing son.
Yeah, you know, I was reading the GD Bible the other day, brother. Do you mind if I speak for a second? Yeah. Damnation, because I was saying the other day, what's the boy's name over there? The little boy got his shirt off. We're doing a video, can't talk, bird-chested, missing teeth. Talking about the GD Bible, you know, and I just like, come on, we got to do better. Now you need to take this channel down and get yourself together.
Yeah.
Real talk.
But for real,
we got to start holding people accountable for that.
Yeah, and we need to start like really pushing our customs hard, man, on each other. You know what I'm saying? Like pushing them hard. I ain't saying you going to hell for not wearing fringes, but let's start pushing it.
Yeah, where your stuff.
Where your fringes at? Where your coach at?
Hey,
I'm gonna start saying, hey, where your coach at? Soon as you start talking foul, ain't language a part of a culture and heritage? Where your inheritance at, brother? Where your culture? Huh? You looking all lustful and you whistling at the women? Where your coach at? We ain't do that. They not pieces of meat. You not a hyena, my brother. You are a man.
Salivating up.
Huh? Where's your culture? You drinking too much? That ain't a part of our culture. You smoking? That's not a part of our culture. It's time to start literally pushing for we can change the paradigm and shift this cultural consciousness over from these beasts, because these beasts we done inherit a beast culture.
Yeah.
And then lost ours. And wondering why we can't build.
Hey, you know what the script is ever not. The Most High say the day coming when he gonna punish all those in the strange apparel.
Oof. Oof.
See, because you outside the culture of God at that point. Remember, he said you was gonna discontinue from your heritage or your culture that he gave you.
Yeah.
Right? But the day coming where he punishing everybody caught in heathen culture.
Oof.
That mean, I mean, not just down to what you speaking, but also we dress that we Hebrews. Everybody rock their culture. Go down here on Olive and 170. That's Chinatown.
Yeah.
Walk about them buildings with them Chinese letters. They rock their culture. These Sunni and Shiite Muslims come over here. They in their culture.
Go to Delmar Loop.
Yeah.
You will see the Jewish people rocking their Judaism culture.
Yeah,
they have their own culture.
They got the condoms on their head and all that.
Yeah. Wearing they all white fringes with no blue border of blue. They don't get it twisted. They have their own tradition, y'all, and they rock it to the T. Everybody rocking their own cultural consciousness, but us. We the only ones. We address in Hebrew garments. We rock some Nikes. Rock some Nikes. Be cussing out the mouth. Wearing a man. Look, you be looking at us. You be like, boy, this boy is in all types of different cultures, right? Boy.
And nobody look, and we think that there is no other option. See, that's where the trap come in. You think like, well, I mean, I ain't got no choice but to buy these Nikes or these Nikes. That's a lie. You know how many Hebrews is out there making clothes now?
And I love Nikes, but every time we went to buy shoes, I don't want nothing with a Nike check on.
I don't know no
he been getting me low key. I've been thinking, because look, no, I do. He been getting me, y'all. Yeah, and look, I love Nikes, man. I got so many sneakers. Every time I'm like, dang, why? I know that this guy, I know it's a Nike called God. Yeah. I know.
It's a Greek God.
It's a Greek God, Nike.
Yeah, the swoosh symbol it's not allowed on my feet. Yeah. It's a Greek. The Greek God is a victory or something like that.
But it's like we wearing all these different cultures. We speak in a different culture, and you can tell because we think different culture wise. We don't think gather and build. We think separate and destroy. We don't think love one another. We think hate. We don't think build each other up. We think gossip and talk about one another. We don't think love wives and submit. We think, Negro, you ain't ish. You don't run me. And B, you say it again, I'm going to smack the living lights out of you. That's what we think. This is heathen customs, y'all. We see the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hittites. We see them doing this if we go back in ancient Israel. Once you start studying pre-exilic Israel, you'll be like, boy, we way off. And this is why we sick. We sick because we have got away from our health. And true health is not only in herbs. Your health is mentally first. Well, spiritually first, then mentally, and then it manifests into a physical world. That's what we missing. So if you cultural consciousness and pre-exilic Israel, geographic genetics will actually heal you spiritually all the way down to your mental body. And that's what we're talking about. We talking about geographic genetics, creating an environment for you to thrive in and adopting back your culture, pre-exilic Israel culture, and getting your mind right. This will heal you on every avenue. All your spiritual body will be healed, your mental, emotional body will be healed, and your physical body will be healed. You just have to get your geographic genetics back right in your cultural consciousness. This is what this whole lesson is about, y'all. But I had a presentation and I wanted to show y'all, but we gonna get it.
We gonna get it. You know, this is more like a warning shot.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, let's finish this off.
All right, Galatians 5. The last word is 19. Lasciviousness. 20. Idolatry.
Woo, idolatry. Come on.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. Ooh. And none of this is a part of our cultural consciousness. You do not see none of this in ancient pre-exilic Israel. You don't see that. And you don't see idolatry either. And what I mean by idolatry, I mean in a statue of a different God. I don't mean a statue like this to serve your God. Something totally different. That's not idolatry. Come on.
Idolatry. It says hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife.
Strife, hatred, and strife. Ain't none of this a part of our culture. Do you know we built whole civilizations? How in the hell we did? We built Egypt. Did we build Egypt arguing and fight? We couldn't have. We ain't had no time to do that. We slinging hammers, getting mud pie bricks, brick and mortar. We ain't got time to be arguing because look, the moment you got something done, you did something wrong, they will beat the flesh off your back and hang you. You think we was arguing? This is in captivity. We was organizing and getting things done. We in captivity now and actually using captivity as an excuse to hate one another. When you see examples in that captivity of us loving one another and organizing, do that make any sense at all? So you can't even use that. You can't even use captivity as an excuse because we see in captivity, we build houses. We see in boy, look at him rubbing his head. He's got that fresh cut. We see in captivity, we organize. We see in captivity, we love one another. We see in captivity, we were still speaking our what? Language. We lost our language when we came where? Here. In West Africa, do you know the Hebrews still speak Hebrew? Mixed in with Swahili? But guess what? They foundation principle language is still Hebrew. Still Hebrew. We calling God, and Yahushua Jesus. They calling God Yahweh. Huh? And they calling Yahweh Yasha. In West, they didn't lose the customs. We did. It's time to connect back to our culture, y'all.
Yeah, I just posted up in the chat. Somebody was asking about Hebrew footwear. I just posted Aquawear. I actually know the brother that's the CEO of that Hebrew brother. You know what I'm saying? Conscious Israelite, him and his Isha. They run Aquawear, aquawear.com. That's the brother. He got Hebrew boots, Hebrew shoes, all of it. And he ain't the only one. And then if y'all check the description box, if y'all need some Hebrew clothing, check the description box. Mother and the 7 sons, they in there. And there's plenty of brothers out here, Chosen Tees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's too many brothers to name, actually. That's the point. Like, even when that whole debacle came out about, was it Gucci?
Yeah.
Earlier this year. And I'm like, that's good. I'm glad that came out. You feel me? Garments of Vengeance. Shout out to Jeremiah. Please say to Yah. There's plenty of brothers out here that make clothes, and I'm talking about conscious Hebrews that make clothes for the men and women. You feel me? Children as well, and make footwear. You feel me? So that wasn't nothing but opportunity for us to support each other more. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So we got to stop acting like it can't be done. It can be done.
Okay.
You feel me? We got to stop being lazy. You feel me? And start thinking about this thing from a national standpoint.
Ooh, from a what? Say that again.
A national standpoint, and not this religious high.
Yeah.
You feel me? Religion them slept you. Them put us asleep.
Okay.
You feel me? But if you deal with it from a national or a spiritual and a national perspective, then you're forced to deal with each other and to amend any type of terrorism that went down.
Yeah.
I give you how powerful the Torah is. Torah is so powerful that if me and this man had a problem, right, we wasn't talking, but I seen his animal. I'm gonna keep it in modern terms. I seen his car over here abandoned. You understand? I know somebody just stole it. I'm supposed to go take that car, even though me and him ain't cool, and bring it back to him.
Okay. Practical application of Torah.
Found your car over here on Broadway. You know what I'm saying? And guess what that's gonna make me and him do?
We're gonna talk. Cool. Man, brother, thank you, brother.
How long he gonna hate me or me hate him, knowing I just had to bring back his possession to him? You feel me? That's how powerful and how much wisdom is in the Torah. It forces you to right your wrongs.
Yep, as long as you applying it.
It forces you to right your wrongs. As long as you applying it. That's right. It forces you to be righteous in your behavior and what you doing. You feel me? That's the wisdom that's in it. You feel me? If we applying the Torah, there ain't no reason why we can't be living as if we in the kingdom now.
Okay.
Scriptures say in this life and in the world to come. 100-fold.
Woo.
You feel me? But you gotta be willing to forsake this mindset and this Babylonian construct.
That's right.
You feel me? You know, if you see something that's against the scripture, hey, well, we gotta hold a council about it. You gotta get called out. You feel me? There may be a legion of demons that took up residence within that man or that woman. Time to rebuke it and call it out.
That's right.
You feel me? And work on a solution.
Work on a solution, because that's what we did in our culture. We were builders. We didn't tear down. Ain't nobody arguing on. The river is blocked up. How do we unblock the river? We need water. Our children are dying of thirst. You think if your children dying of thirst, you're gonna be arguing on how to unblock the river? No, you're gonna be doing everything in your might to unblock the river. Our children are dying because of wickedness and sin, and we're arguing over scripture. Nah. That's what I'm saying. Look, we have been culturally hijacked, y'all. And look, you can see it. All you got to do is walk to this door right here, open it, and look left and right. It will blow your mind. Ain't nobody keeping Hebrew culture, even the Negroes with fringes on. Mind blowing. Come on now.
Seditions, heresy, envying, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like. Of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh.
We can leave it off right there. Now, did y'all hear that? For those that are doing these things, y'all will not inherit the kingdom of God. So in this new community we building as we speak, this will not be allowed in there.
That's right.
Because we must rehearse. We must rehearse for the greater things to come. It's time to really snatch back our culture, snatch back our language, snatch back our wives from out of these streets, snatch back our young brothers, raise up our warriors. It's time for us to homeschool, food programs, get our homeless people up off these streets, get our daughters from Zion, out of these streets, from whoredom. It's so many issues going on amongst the black community and so many plagues. You should never be sitting on your ass. I'm gonna leave it off at that. I love y'all, family. Let's go
ahead and
pray out. And then
let's get her done. Y'all know how we do. We about to face Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Lift up the name of the Almighty. Get the spirit flowing in this deal. Or we can go out like Ned Flanders.
Nah, we don't want to go out like
do neighbors live. We got to roll, homie Trey. Yeah, what I'm talking about. Yeah. Everybody looking when y'all good? Ain't little jokers. Y'all good? I need, Yahoo!
I said,
all right, man. What I'm talking about.
Man, put your knuckles in that little joker side.
Wait.
Malaka's ready.
Get up, boy. Get on up, little joker. That's rock. It's time to pray. Time to do what we do. All right, y'all. Repeat after me. Go ahead, get them up, little joker. Get them up. Get them up. All right, y'all repeat after me. We're gonna do the Most High's prayer in the Hebrew. We're gonna, cry out to the Most High and ask him to rain down his Ruach HaKodesh and live in us forevermore. You feel me? Shabbat Shalom to the family.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Abinu.
Shabbat
Shemayim. Yid Kadesh. Shimka. Tabo. Malkuteka. Yeah, I say. Ratzonka. Kabbat Shemayim. Cain. Baaret. Etlakem. Kukenu. Tain Lanu. Hayo. Uslak Lanu. Oh. Kataenu. Kamo. Shel so king. Gam. Anaknu. Lakotin. Lanu. Wa'o. Tabienu. Lide. Nisayo. Ki. In. Kotzenu. Min hara. Kilaka. Hamamlaka. Wahagbura. Wahad Tiferet. Laome. Olami. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah, our Father. In heaven. Holy is your name. May your kingdom come. And your will be done. In earth. as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we also have forgiven those who sinned against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yod Hey Wav Hey. Yahweh. Elohim. El Yod. Rain down your Ruach. HaKodesh. Let your power and your mind live in us forever. By Hashem, the Mashiach, Yahushua, Yod Hey Wav Hey, Yahweh, Elohim, El Yod. Rain down your Ruach HaKodesh. Let your power and your mind live in us forever. By Hashem, the Mashiach, Yahushua, Yod Hey Wav Hey, Yahweh, Elohim, El Yod. Rain down your Ruach HaKodesh. Let your power and your mind live in us forever. By Hashem, the Mashiach, Yahushua, Yod Hey Wav Hey, Yahweh, Elohim, El Yod. Rain down your Ruach HaKodesh. Let your power and your mind live in us forever. By Hashem, the Mashiach, Yahushua, Yod Hey Wav Hey, Yahweh, Elohim, El Yod. Rain down your Ruach HaKodesh. Let your power and your mind live in us forever. By Hashem, the Mashiach, Yahushua, Yod Hey Wav Hey, Yahweh, Elohim, El Yod. Rain down your Ruach HaKodesh. Let your power and your mind live in us forever. By Hashem, the Mashiach, Yahushua, Yod Hey Wav Hey, Yahweh, Elohim, El Yod. Rain down your Ruach HaKodesh. Let your power and your mind live in us forever. By Hashem, the Mashiach, Yahushua, Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Long live the King.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
All praises, all
Real
praises.
thing this.
Hallelujah.
Real thing this. Judea.
Hallelujah.
Look at my
One soul for life. I call you soon as the sun go down. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I know y'all feel it.
King.
What we talking about?
All right, well, look,
feel them prayers.
for anybody that need to get in contact with me by phone, and I ain't gonna lie, so many people calling gonna be good. Anybody want to know about the Hebrew Village? Anybody need to contact me about that? Make sure y'all reach out to info@yakiawaken.com. info@YakiAwaken.com.
I don't know. I gotta cut the gourd in the morning, but it'll be afternoon, about 3 or 4. Okay. Hopefully I'll still be in town. I believe I will. I'll try to stop by. Okay, bro.
All right, family.
What's that? What
y'all ask about
what is
info@yaki.com. We got people asking for tickets too. As far as the tickets, anybody that need any type of tickets for the feast day, I'm gonna put that in the comment thing as well, and y'all hit that up as well.
Info@YakiAwaken.com.
Yep. Info@YakiAwaken.com. Before I get up off of here, did everybody get some understanding? Y'all got some understanding, type in some 9s so we can get up out of here. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Remember, let's take back our culture. Let's take back our consciousness. And look, let's build the kingdom of Yahweh, where we can be ready when the real kingdom of Yahweh come.
That's right.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, with that being said, I love y'all indeed in the truth. I love y'all by actions and not by words, family. So watch actions. When anybody say they love y'all, look out for the actions. If y'all don't see no actions, they're lying. Shalom, shalom, family.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Real team.